Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another Canadian Weather live stream. Thank you for tuning in. We're a little bit late to the game, unfortunately. Sorry, give me a sec here. Let's start this over. So sorry, I'm just rushing around today because I was out since 7:30 this morning, installing some more weather cams, and of course they were an hour and a half from home. So I rushed home, jumped in the shower, still got insulation in my hair probably from running around to do those installs, but we just have some severe storm warnings in Ontario, in Quebec, and out in Alberta. So I'm gonna quickly just jump into it. Good afternoon to everybody. Sorry we're a little bit late. We've let you guys down today in regards to being here, but it doesn't happen often. So again, I was just out installing weather cams. So I'm going to bring up, I'm going to start with Ottawa and make my way west essentially. And we'll see whether this persists for the afternoon and evening here in Ontario. Like I said, caught a few of us off guard a little bit, but we'll see whether whether this kind of sustains throughout the afternoon. So let's bring up radar right away. This is right in the Ottawa area. So we basically had a couple of storms. I'm going to back this up just so folks can understand on the Quebec side what generated these warnings. So right about right there. So this would have been at 3:53 p.m. So about 30 minutes ago, we had a storm west of Cantley kind of start to show hail, a bit of a hail core, and that's what generated our severe warning. I'll bring that up and read it to folks. The storms have moved on, but want to update everybody as best as I can. So they severe warned this for wind gusts, obviously heavy rain and quarter-sized hail, and that would have been right in this area right here. As you can see, those pinks in there, that definitely is indicative of hail. And then I'll go a few more scans. It was there for three scans and then it disappeared. However, just to the over the Gatineau side, basically just to the north of downtown Ottawa, near Rockcliffe, we definitely had some hail show up there. So it definitely is an area that, where we could see a bit of hail. You saw it move northeast, so it was along the river, and now it has dissipated. So all the hail indicators around the Ottawa area definitely don't show any hail indicators at this moment, but that's what triggered our severe warning. So we're going to keep an eye on these storms as they pulse up and go from there. We did have some other ones that happened to the west. So we're going to take a look at that. Jason David, thank you for becoming a member. One of the things that we've actually activated is YouTube memberships. That happened yesterday. And so Jason is our very first YouTube member. So welcome aboard. Thank you for that. I'll go through those a little bit later when we have a little bit of time to talk about what that's all about. Right now, I'm just going to concentrate on the weather. So a couple of severe warnings that went out earlier. We're late to the game on this one, unfortunately. I'm going to take a look back here. Let's take a look when this happened. So this was north of Toronto, up by Angus, west of Innisfil, kind of northwest of Newmarket, and you'll see that purple start to populate right around the Angus area, and then pretty big hail core forms on these storms here. So this was here for it looks like several scans, still purple there, and then somewhat went away because, as you can see, the storms are spreading out. So they have weakened off in terms of the hail component. We had another one over Aurelia with very heavy rain and maybe some small pea-sized hail in that. You can see here, this was at 3:41 p.m. So again, this is in the past. This is what triggered the warnings earlier, and we weren't here, unfortunately, but I just wanted to bring people up to speed what took place. So most of these storms don't look like there's any kind of severe component to any of them. That's why they have not extended the severe warnings. Fenelon Falls, there's to the west a bit of heavy precipitation, but this is somewhat moving northeast. So we'll see if a hail core can re-intensify kind of in this area right here. That's where I would expect to see it if it did. And then we have some popcorn storms popping up here. Back to the west of Collingwood, there's a couple more storms, but again, nothing too severe this afternoon. This caught us off guard. Most people, this was not on the radar in terms of having this kind of event happen today. So that's why, again, caught with my pants down, literally, I guess, to a certain extent. But we'll try and see if we can catch up here and keep people up to date. So little bean happening here right to the east of Bracebridge. So we'll take a look at that as well. And then way north, we have another area of severe, which I'll cover as well on the Quebec side. Just going to swing down here just to see what so they've expired this thunderstorm warning. That's what we were saying, is that those storms have moved out of the area. So the Aurelia severe thunderstorm warning has expired. Those storms have moved eastward from there. I expect the one in the Ottawa area on the Quebec side to expire as well very soon. North here to the southwest of Val d'Or, this is why this is severe warned. Again, a couple of areas potentially showing some hail cores. These are smaller ones. Again, pea-sized or less would be my guess on this stuff. And that's what's triggered the severe warning up here. So I'll play that back, and then we'll jump back into this, and then we'll take a look at Alberta and kind of run from there. So these here have kind of been traveling, so they only got to about a severe component here at 3:47 p.m., so about 45 minutes ago, but they are still maintaining those hail cores, moving northeast, heading into Val d'Or, and then Malartic, it looks like, to the west. These two storms are headed that way, so just taking a look at that, what's going on. And then we have, again, out west, we've got some more storms happening. So I'm going to cover that as well, Alberta and Saskatchewan. So bit of a busy afternoon. I was expecting to go on for the storms out west. However, I didn't count on Ontario and Quebec getting in on the game here. So this is for Alberta and Saskatchewan. I'm going to zoom out. So obviously to the east of Calgary, I believe there's a big storm here. So this is a fairly strong storm that's over Brooks and Trans-Canada Highway. You can see those pinks showing up here for that hail cores out in, those areas. So southwest of Brooks, there's a hail core further, and then a little bit closer to Brooks, there's one here, and possibly just over the Trans-Canada. I did see some tweets coming out from Braden Morrisseau out in that area that some vehicles were impacted on the Trans-Canada from this storm. Again, this got going a little bit earlier, so I'll back this up, and we have another storm by the Saskatchewan-Alberta border. But you can see here by Strathmore, that has a very large hail indicator, and there's a couple of storms here. So you can see that it was pretty intense across the Trans-Canada. I guarantee you there were damaged vehicles here at 3:41 p.m. Eastern, so this would be 1:41 p.m. Alberta time. So this is where the hail moved through. Now, the hail cores have died off somewhat over the last few scans, so we'll see if they continue to pulse. It looks like there's a couple of storms trying to get their act going as well, so that's what's taking place kind of throughout the afternoon. So we do have severe thunderstorm watches all the way from Red Deer through Calgary, all the way to the Saskatchewan border, and then on the Saskatchewan side, we do have some storms happening. So on the western portion in that severe thunderstorm watch. So Let's highlight this one storm down here. This is near the radar, but down by 728. What's this close to? Northeast of Medicine Hat on the Alberta side. This storm has quite a bit of hail in it currently, according to this radar scan. So this one is something to watch as this progresses. We'll see if it maintains that large hail core. So I'm just going to back it up. It just got its act going. It kind of popped right north of the radar station. That's why you see that circle there. And it's dropping southeast with a significant hail indicator on it. So there's going to be some large hail in this moving in the southeast direction, so kind of off in this general direction here towards the Trans-Canada. So I'll monitor that. What else have we got here? Up by Saskatoon, there's another storm here with quite a bit of hail indicated on it. Two kind of separate hail cores. One back here and one over here. So that's what has popped most of these severe warnings this afternoon. Again, this is just to the southwest of Saskatoon, moving, I believe, southeast, but let's just confirm everything here. So yes, these are all tracking southeast. So there's another hail core just starting to form on these storms here. They're just fresh. So everything kind of traveling in that general direction. So you can see where that's going to end up heading in the Saskatchewan side. So I'll update you guys a little bit more as things progress. And we've got a bunch of beeping going on. So they've updated this severe warning here out in Alberta. Let's just take a look and see what they've got to say here. So 2:32 p.m. That is Mountain Standard Time. Environment Canada tracking an area of dangerous thunderstorms capable of producing damaging wind gusts, loony to ping pong ball sized hail and heavy rain. So significant hail out in the Alberta, Saskatchewan area. That's the main threats for today, with obviously some winds. I'll take a look at the watch. So they're just basically saying there's conditions favorable for strong wind gusts, large hail, and heavy rain. So again, the hail is going to be the biggest component out of these watches to the west. And then we'll come back here to Ontario and take a look what's going on with the storms here. So I'm going to bounce around. I will do my best to do some analysis as we move along here. Again, most of this to the north of Toronto right now looks like basically regular thunderstorms. There's a fair bit of rain tucked in here, kind of around Kawartha Lakes to Newmarket, and then east of Orillia. Some lightning associated with it. I'm going to check what the winds look like, but the severe component obviously has dropped on it just in time for us to come online. Seems to be the way it's going to go today for me. So I keep getting insulation falling out of my hair from my installs earlier, but the winds look semi-reasonable in these storms. We're getting some 60, 70 kilometer hour winds. So there are some stronger winds associated with these storms and the heavy rain coming through. So, you know, wherever you see red, that's heavy, heavy rain. Yellow is more on the moderate side. So let's just take a look here at what is happening in eastern Ontario. So those storms kind of tucked in near the Ottawa River or between Ottawa and Gatineau. Looks like a bit of a hail signature here just over Rockcliffe Park. So tiny hail, and it's heading towards the airport. So we've got obviously YRO, Ottawa Rockcliffe Aerodrome. They are just there with the museum. So that is heading kind of northeast or east at this point. Seems to have latched onto the river somewhat. And then we have just some regular storms that have popped to the east of that, around Alexandria, and from there on. So nothing too bad. Again, this was more unexpected than it was in terms of models. And so that's why we've jumped on to cover this as much as possible. Another thing is we do have in the chat, we have Nightbot, which will put out information and help my moderators out. So it will put out all sorts of information on, just at times. So that's what's going on in the chat for the YouTube side. So we've had quite a few upgrades happen here in the last probably week or two. Still always working on the back end of things and trying to improve it. So that's another thing that's happened. We have the ability to stream to Facebook right now. I just have not had a chance to go through it with my moderators, so that's why I'm not streaming today to Facebook, and I apologize for that. Was hoping that we could on the next stream. However, I got to make sure that the moderators are up to speed and we're all on the same page. I would rather wait and do it properly than do it prematurely and have problems essentially. So yeah, that's give me a sec here. I also need to switch something up here. Come on, how do I clear that? There we go. There we go. Perfect. Fix that. Okay, a lot to digest here. So again, we still have some severe storms to the southwest of Val-d'Or with those pink and some darker pink colors in here. So definitely good hail in here on this particular storm. And then obviously over here, it's still sustaining. And these are moving northeast up towards, this may skirt to the southeast of Val-d'Or, but these storms are headed that way. Quite a bit of lightning associated with them as well, and heavy precipitation. So keep that in mind. Okay, so let's just jump around here. Let's see if I'm missing anything else. Do we have any other storms that I need to kind of worry about? Nothing there. The Ottawa storms we'll keep an eye on from Franktown. So that's the latest scan there. And then we'll move back to Ontario. And I know I'm jumping around a lot today, just a lot happening. So a lot of areas anyway. So they've just updated this severe thunderstorm warning. They're updating it for quarter-sized hail. So about the size of quarters. That is for the Val-d'Or area and south west of there, kind of just on the opposite side of Temiskaming Shores on the Ontario side. And it looks like they dropped one of the thunderstorm warnings. This one should be expiring too around the Orillia area. So South and Central Ontario should be out of this for a bit. We'll monitor whether any other storms decide to do anything a little more entertaining, but we'll be here in case they do. So another storm kind of to the northwest of London, and I'll bring this up here. They are moving northeast for the most part. This is lining out a little bit. So this is not going to come into London, but it'll go up to Clinton, Seaforth, and Mitchell again to the west of Hamilton, Kitchener, in that area there. So some regular thunderstorms headed that way. So let's take a look over here back in Alberta. I'm going to take a quick look at that. So quite a bit of hail near over the Trans-Canada Highway right now. Definitely if you're, anybody's traveling out that way. This one here would be putting down some hail that could potentially damage vehicles. So again, the warning here, I'm going to look at that. Let's see here. They're saying loony to ping pong ball sized hail within these storms here. And so that definitely, ping pong balls would do damage to vehicles and windshields possibly. So just heed that, please. This is moving southeast, so it's going to track along the Trans-Canada, unfortunately. And then we still have this one storm on the Saskatchewan side, very indicative of quite a bit of hail in it. And moving southeast. So the storms on the western portion of the country are moving southeast. The ones in Ontario and Quebec are moving northeast or east. So that's our difference there with the storms that we're talking about today. So what else have we got here? So JD asking any severe storms for Ottawa. There was technically none that were modeled. However, there were a few that did pop here. And obviously there's one right now. It is not severe warned. It's right on the edge of it. If this hail core expands, then I can see Environment Canada possibly putting a severe warning out for it. Our last scan was at 4:35 p.m. Eastern on this one. That was 7 minutes ago, and we get our scans about every 8 minutes. So we'll see what that does here. This is moving east northeast, and so it is moving eastward. Along the river, you can see that the storm has now picked up another hail core here. So anybody on the water, anybody boating today or close to the Ottawa River here, we have two distinct areas with heavy precipitation. This one coming into Convent Glen on the east side of Ottawa, so into Orleans and that kind of stuff. This is a hail core, so I would definitely take my caution. I'll be surprised if there's not a severe warning put out here shortly for this particular storm. That would be the case normally, so we'll see if they throw that out there. So let me just kill this off and then take a look at a couple of things. Ton of beeping going on, and anytime you hear those beeps, that's to do with severe warnings. So you can see out west here, we definitely have quite a bit of severe happening. Let's see up here. So they've just updated this Saskatchewan side, I believe. So, oh, they've just expired this one. So this one has expired. Interestingly enough, there's a little bit of hail in it, but obviously it's not big enough. Again, southwest of Saskatoon, that's that storm there. And then we have these ones here in Alberta and along the Alberta-Saskatchewan border. Some storms definitely indicating quite a bit of hail in them. Still this one here in Brooks. This was 3 minutes ago, this scan. So continuing to kind of track just south of the Trans-Canada, but just edging over the Trans-Canada Highway with that pink. And then CFB Suffield, there's basically to the west of it, a bit of a hail core there as well. And this one on the just on the Saskatchewan side, crossing the border, it looks like this storm here has quite a bit of hail on it. So that's what all our beeping is about. I'm just going to take a look where this is all the way up past Edmonton. So those storms have moved out of the area as well, out of those severe warnings. So again, kind of bouncing around. I think we're going to spend more time in Alberta and then Ontario and Quebec. But like I said, we'll continue to monitor both of them for you folks and update you as this progresses along. So we'll see what this next scan near Ottawa shows. We're about 4 minutes in, so another 4 required. What else? Reflection saying check Franktown radar. Not sure what I'm looking for on Franktown radar, but the only storm I see there is obviously the Ottawa one that we've been discussing. That could be an old comment. I apologize. Just wanted to get as many comments as I can. So thanks for the congrats on the 10,700. Yes, we're definitely, the subscriber count is definitely going up on the channel, which is fantastic. Thank you for everyone who has subscribed and become a part of the Canadian Weather Live family. We really appreciate you guys tuning in. You know, we're constantly working hard. Again, I've got some more weather cams that came online today. So I'll be adding those into our repertoire as far as being able to view those. So they just updated the thunderstorm watch in Saskatchewan. I'm just taking a look what they've done here. I don't see anything other than obviously strong wind gusts, large hail, and heavy rain. That's for this very large box, and that is good for another 11 hours. So this is, they're saying confidence high, impact will be moderate, and certainty is likely. And obviously that will be the storms coming out of Alberta into the Saskatchewan area, but you can see these kind of popcorn storms happening all over the place. So there could be ones that just suddenly pop up. So let me just take a look here. I've got a couple of moderators in here, and thank you, moderators who've jumped in. We didn't really have too much time to prep for this, so getting a comment that there was hail in Gatineau, and that would have been from this storm here. I'll bring that back up here. These purple indicators here, this is scan is about 6 minutes old right now, but as it did come through Ottawa, let's take a look through a couple of scans here. I'll bring it up. If we back up here on the Quebec side, there you can see a very significant hail core showing up, and that was just in Gatineau area, so just to the east of the 50. That's where your hail came from, and is now kind of tracked onto the river here. So like I said, Convent Glen heading in that general direction, and we have two separate areas. So again, we're waiting for another scan here any minute from these storms here. What else? Saying D. Hojak, thunder rumbles west of Navin. Oh, that's a tornado warning. Where do we have a tornado warning? Oh, we have a tornado warning in Saskatchewan, folks. So I'm going to bring everybody up here. Take a look at this. This is North Battleford. So this storm just got tornado warned. So a lot of noise up here, so I really can't tell exactly where they're looking at, but there's a heavy hail core right here. This is what it looks like when you have lots of hail and you're getting into those purples. So there's 1 pixel of darker purple in here. You're starting to get into very large hail in this, so this would be ping pong ball or bigger. Let's take a look at the warning that they just put out for this. So this is tornado warned. It is moving southeast, so this would be paralleling just along the Highway 16. So if you guys know anybody out in that area, please share the information. I'll read the tornado warning. So they've issued a tornado warning for west central Saskatchewan. Extra care and attention should be exercised in and around the following localities: the Battleford, Spears, Maymont, Marsden, Neilburg, Senlac, Unity, Cutknife, and Sweetgrass Reserve, saying they're tracking basically a severe thunderstorm that is possibly producing a tornado. Obviously, intense rainfall, large hail, and damaging winds. That's what this box is for. Let's see if they've updated. So location near Battleford, moving southeast at 30 kilometers an hour. So that's where it is right now. And that would be it. So right over Battleford, there's north and just obviously this is very indicative of very large hail in Battleford. This is covering a large area here. And so this is a fairly serious situation. If you are not in your shelter and you are southeast of this or even in Battleford, you need to get into it. If you do know anybody in the area, this is, like I said, tracking southeast essentially. And this would be the core of the storm, and there's a bit of a hook happening here with all that. So that's what's got Environment Canada looking at it. I don't see anything on the velocities. However, the problem with velocities is there's a lot of noise, and what I mean by noise is all these random pixelated colors that just don't flow. Your colors should be nice and even like this, where it's on the left-hand side, you know, greens with different shades of green. But when you get all this, this looks like cake confetti is the way I describe it. So in here, I'm having a difficulty picking up on it, but out of an exercise of caution, this is definitely a strong storm. I mean, this is a big hailer, first off, and second, obviously they've detected some rotation. So again, an area we need to be concerned about as far as that's concerned. Veronica just showing me some stuff out, whether we've got a camera. Okay, so we do have that. So bear with me. I can show you guys a picture from North Battleford. So let me switch that up here. Let me see if I can pull this up. So this is the storm over North Battleford. I don't know if I can play this. Let me share it with you guys right here. So that's the camera there. This is obviously earlier. I don't know. Let's take a look at the times here. Where do we have? Definitely getting darker. You can tell the difference when these storms were starting to come in. Let's go right to the end. So this is as the storm was coming in. And there you have a very serious lowering on that storm based on that. As it moved off here, I'm going to stop the frame. It does look like the lowering has gotten a little more disorganized, but on that previous frame, you definitely had a solid lowering in there where we would be as storm chasers paying serious attention to that just from a storm chasing perspective of the potential for it to produce. So thank you, Veronica, for sharing that with us. So this is the storm again, right over North Battleford, and tornado warned at this point. So again, moving southeast at about 30 kilometers an hour. So it is tracking roughly in this general direction. So you do want to be in shelter at this point, and we'll monitor this storm and see if anything else comes out of it at that. So I will track that storm. Going to go back here and take a look at the other storms in Alberta to see how they're doing. Hail cores are maintaining, but this isn't looking as serious as it was a while ago. Just a lot of updrafts interacting here, so that tends to keep the intensity level down. So the biggest thing with this obviously would be the hail component, some winds involved with it as well, and then heavy precipitation. So still need to pay attention to it, but it's not on the severe end like it was earlier. So let me switch back to Ottawa here, come back. I'm going to bear with me, folks, covering a lot of ground here. So let's look at these storms. Still maintaining a hail core along that Ottawa River, and I suspect that's to do with obviously the moisture available from the Ottawa River. The storms are kind of feeding on this somewhat. So we have another hail core showing up again, roughly in the Gatineau area. You can see that highlighted in the pink area here. So there's going to be hail in this. And then we have the one here. This is essentially along the river, and has kind of moved up north of Convent Glen, kind of hugging the river as well. So being out on the water today, along the Ottawa River east of Ottawa, I would definitely get off the river. There's quite a bit going on there, so it's not safe to be out there in that kind of weather on a boat. So this is our latest scan. Heavy precipitation, still a bunch of hail on the Gatineau side. Basically, L'Hôpital de Hull, from kind of south of there, through the Hull area, there's going to be some hail. Then on the Rockcliffe Park side, again, along the Ottawa River, back by that aviation museum, we have another hail core. And then going over Orleans right now, we have another hail core back here. So I'm a little surprised this isn't severe warned, but they did extend the severe on the Quebec side. However, they haven't done anything with it on the Ontario side. So this is moving east-northeast. And I'll bring that back here so you can see how they're kind of tracking. They seem to be latched to the river at this point, so they may travel down the Ottawa River. So that's what's going on right there at this point. Going to take a look back here in southern Ontario and then go back to Saskatchewan for that tornado warned storm. So all of these storms, you can see there's no red involved in this. There's just a little bit of orange and yellow. This is more on the tamer side, heavy precipitation with barely any lightning. So we do not need to worry about these at all at this point. And then I'll take a look at Val d'Or. And these are breaking up a little bit as well. So the purple has gone as this approached Val d'Or. They're still to the east or southeast of Val d'Or, possibly a tiny amount of hail, but that is weakening as well, which is good. So let's swing back out all the way to Saskatchewan and take a look what's going on with our tornado warned storm here. And again, this is through Battleford. And our next scan here is looking good. There's far less pink involved in terms of in a cluster. You can see the difference here. So this storm really intense as it was over Battleford, and then as it's moved on to the next scan 7 minutes later, you can see that this storm a lot less intense. So this is good. So yeah, definitely one of those things that looks to be that the intensity is dropping on this. So anybody who's out in front of this for the tornado warning, again, to the southeast, this looks to be weakening. So I would definitely feel better. I can bring up the North Battleford cam actually. I'll bring that up, and you can see that that storm has moved off the camera, so it is moving at a decent pace. However, you know, the tornado side of it, I think, should be over, but let me just double check velocities here, and then we'll come back to some things here. So yeah, so I don't see any velocities here that scare me. So again, still take that warning fairly seriously and pay attention to it. Again, southeast of Battleford, heading in that general direction. You know, if you have any cars you like or any side-by-sides or tractors, get them into shelter, because there's going to be some sizable hail still falling out of this storm. So let's come back to Ottawa and jump back there. So we are cruising cross country here today. So let me just take a look here. Connor just mentioned to me in the chat that I need to jump on some cameras. So I'm just going to take a look. I literally just finished installing some today. So I'm going to pull up one of our new ones. Let's see what this looks like. Hopefully it comes up here, and they've severe warned on the Ontario side, so I'm going to bring that up as well. So what's going on? Camera won't come up right now. Oh boy, come on. Interesting. Connor, if you're watching the camera, can you stop watching? Because it's probably only got enough for one feed, because I know Connor just sent me a message about it. So that's probably what's going on. It does not have enough to pull two feeds out of it. So I'm going to just take a look here. Connor just saying... No, I can't get the camera to come up here, Connor. So... not sure what's happening. That was working literally an hour ago, but at this point it doesn't want to play nice. So let's go here. I'm gonna do one other thing here. Bear with me, folks. I'm gonna pull up Lefebvre. Let's do that. So this camera is further west. This is along the Ottawa River, and these are the storms that are approaching. So I'm gonna bring that up so I can show you guys what's going on here. And basically we've got, you know, obviously some very dark clouds, heavy rain, and this has now been severe warned over the Ottawa area. So I'm going to bring that up and show you guys that as well. So severe warning just went out here for these storms for the Ottawa area. So this is Environment Canada 2 minutes ago, saying producing up to quarter-size hail and very heavy rain. You notice they're not speaking about wind a whole lot on this. So again, we still have several areas of that pink. So in the Gatineau area, in several points to the west or along the 148 west of the 50, then kind of along the Ottawa River north of Rockcliffe Park, and then we have one over Orleans on the Ontario side. So we'll monitor that. That's 4:53 p.m. Eastern. We're about a minute out from having our next scan there. I am going to fly back to Saskatchewan and see what's going on with this tornado warned storm. I believe we should have a scan here shortly. So I'm paying attention to this storm, folks, because obviously this is a high-end severe event that obviously has impacts in terms of life safety. And so we want to make sure we're on this, but there. So this is breaking up. I'm not concerned about a tornado aspect of this. At this point, you can see that the hail core is spread out. I have no velocities on this scan, which velocities for anybody that's new is direction of travel for the particles. And well, so now something else has gotten tornado warned. Holy cow. Okay, storm southeast of Brooks has just been tornado warned, so let's jump on that. And this is what a velocity looks like if you have a possible tornado ongoing. So those bright greens and turning into blues with reds really close to it. I'm just going to take a look at what the shape of the storm looks like. Very large hail core on this. So if you are anywhere in this box right now, this is moving southeast along the Trans-Canada. You need to take shelter. This storm is possibly producing a tornado or attempting to produce a tornado right now. Again, moving in this general direction. This was, paralleling basically the Trans-Canada to the south of it, but this could deviate a bit north towards the Trans-Canada, or it could move away from it. So again, if you are anywhere south of this, get into shelter. Basement is ideal. If you don't have a basement, get into a bathroom or put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. So let me just take a look. This would be the area, our concern with this couplet. This is what that looks like, and I'm going to just see what the wind speeds are in here. So there are some 92, 91 kilometer an hour wind gusts moving in one direction, and we've got some 40 and 50 kilometer an hour in the opposite direction. So that's obviously indicative of strong rotation, and that's why it's been tornado warned. It has that look where it's got a bit of a hook showing on it. So let me just switch tools here, and you can kind of see this hook happening, and that's what can propel that storm to produce a tornado. So we need to pay attention to that. What else here? So that is basically our big area of concern. The tornado warning in Saskatchewan, again, I am not concerned about. That storm has weakened. So that's again to the southeast of Battleford. This storm right here, basically due south of Battleford, is not of concern anymore. But this tornado warning here definitely has my attention. There's a strong couplet indicated on it. So let's pull that back up. So folks can get understanding. I'm going to read what they've updated here. So they are saying this thunderstorm is located just south of Tilly and is moving to the southeast at 40 kilometers an hour. Communities in the path, Ralston and Suffield. So hopefully I'm pronouncing those right. But again, if you are southeast of this circulation, it is tracking in that direction. And let's kill off this. So it is tracking in this rough general direction. If you are out in front of it, get to shelter, find yourself in the basement, or put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. If you do not have a basement, this is a serious situation. This storm has ramped up. And again, we were expecting some bad weather in Alberta, Saskatchewan today. So this is kind of on par somewhat. And we do have a cluster of storms out in front of it, kind of straddling near the Saskatchewan and Alberta border. Those are mostly dangerous because of hail at this point, and obviously heavy precipitation. And I'm going to see if I can pull up our new camera today, whether that's giving me a problem. This camera took me 3 hours to install today, which usually they're 2 hours or less. So it was a little bit difficult for me, but yeah, now it doesn't want to come up. So I don't know what's going on. Maybe I've got a glitch here. I'm going to see if I can, oh, it just came up just as I clicked my button, of course. Yeah, so here we go. Now we're working well. So this is a camera that I literally just installed, but you can see the heavy rain coming in. So I'm going to show this to you folks. So you can see right down the middle of that camera. It's funny, we installed this. I left there at 2:30, so 2.5 hours ago. Heavy precipitation inside this storm here. And that's again in Cumberland area, heading eastern Ontario area. These are the storms that are around the Ottawa area that have been severe warned. So I'll bring this up and show you guys roughly where this is. This is the hail core that coming through the Orleans area, essentially. So I'm just bringing up radar here to show you guys. So Rockland is up here. This camera is somewhere, Willhaven. It's right here. This camera, center of the screen. So we are looking at this hail core moving through the Orleans area and coming into Cumberland. Literally, like I said, this is a brand new camera. So already giving us a great view to the west. So if you, Orleans has definitely had some hail through it. bit. And then this is still showing on our latest scan here, just to the southeast of Cumberland. Heading for this camera, we do have hail. I'm going to pan this camera around because I can see the size of those droplets coming down to see whether this is hail in front or just very large raindrops. Bear with me for a second here, folks. We'll see if we can pan or tilt this down. I'm just going to see if I can see any hailstones on the ground. And camera's struggling a little bit. There we go. I don't see any hail. I just see very large raindrops with this. But we'll see whether anything transpires at this point. I'm just going to bring it back up. So there's the camera there. So anyways, we'll get back to our radar and our tornado warnings and all that kind of stuff. So just wanted to show you guys that. So this is heavy precipitation in the Ottawa area with some isolated areas of hail. So you need to take that into consideration. This is moving a little bit northeast. You can see that there's a few things going on there in the Ottawa area, but this is tracking along the Ottawa River at this point, and maybe a little bit south of it. So let me zoom back out here, go back to our tornado warning here by Brooks, and see if we've got a new scan that has shown up here. And see if there's any updates. So this is at 5:05 p.m. So this is a new scan. And let's take a look at velocity. Still a very strong velocity couplet indicated right in here in this area. So it is maintaining. We do have 80 to 90 kilometer-hour winds indicated in there. There's some over 90 kilometer-hour winds, so very strong in that regards. So if you are, again, this couplet is moving southeast from its current location, generally in this direction, just kind of paralleling the Trans-Canada Highway to the south of it. You need to be in shelter. This is a possibly dangerous situation. If there's a tornado in progress, we don't have anything confirmed. Again, Environment Canada just saying possibly producing a tornado, but that couplet would definitely lead us to be cautious just based on the fact that there's some very strong rotating winds in there. So let me pull this up here. And they've just updated this again, so might as well stay here while we're here. Okay, so they've just updated this for southeastern Alberta. The following localities are included: Tide, Lake, Suffield, Highway 879, Patricia, Tilley, and Rolling Hills. And they're basically tracking a storm, possibly producing a tornado. So again, moving southeast from here. So this is heading kind of southeast down towards Medicine Hat, but it looks like it'll go south of Medicine Hat at this point. We're still quite a ways out there. The warning does not go that far, but this is the serious warning on our map at this point. So if you do know anybody out in Alberta, have them tune in, get them the information. And so Connor, it looks like, is typing that there was a tornado on this. So let me just take a look here. I've got some messages from my group here, so I'm going to pull it up. I think we have some confirmation of tornado. Let me see if I've got that here. So this is what the storm looks like. This is from Braden Morriso. So if you don't follow him on Twitter, please, you definitely need to check him out on Twitter and Facebook. This is what we refer to as a very serious storm. This is Tilley, Alberta. So you can see that. This is just a short clip here as the storm was moving through, and I have another one to show you folks here. So bear with me for a second. I'll load that one up. And let me just bring that up. And then, so this is again from Braden Morriso indicating a brief rope tornado on this storm. So let me bring it up, share it with you guys. Sorry, wrong button. There we go. So very hard to pick out. It's in the center of the screen. Twitter unfortunately butchers the quality on this, but there was Braden is a very reliable source. So if he's if he's reporting that tornado, then you can count on it, because that guy gets the tornadoes. He's the tornado whisperer, as I like to refer to him. So. Okay, so this storm has had a history of producing. We do have very large hail embedded in this as well. You can see even a pixel of purple instead of pink, which obviously you're getting into the larger hail. And again, it is moving southeast along that Trans-Canada Highway, paralleling it. We are 7 minutes into the 8-minute scan, so we should have a new one here any moment. And we'll see what the velocities look like. So I'm going to stick with this for a little bit here, folks, and then we'll bounce around and take a look at a few other things. So thank you, moderators. Thanks, Connor, for throwing that up there. What else? Jean Pelletier in Orleans confirming that there's still hail coming down in the Fallingbrook area. So yeah, we've got weather all over the place. Definitely juggling today. So what else have we got here? Trent saying, yeah, North Battleford, Saskatchewan, tornado now. No, that storm has weakened. So, Trent, that definitely was tornado warned for a very short period of time. The warning is still sitting up there, possibly. I'm just going to switch back to it. It is, but that storm weakened and moved south. So there's nothing in here that is of any danger. At this point, you can see the velocities here. There's no bright reds and bright greens on this. This is, again, in the Saskatchewan side. I am going to switch back to the radar here by Medicine Hat and Brooks, and you're going to see the difference in the signatures. Here we've got couplet. It has broadened out, so we still have a couplet in here with some stronger winds, and so we still need to pay attention to this storm. Again, still indicating 80+ kilometer-hour winds on here, opposite to a little less, 20 to 30 kilometer-hour winds I'm seeing on the opposite side. So again, green moving towards radar, red moving away from radar. So the couplet is looking broader and weaker. However, still need to pay attention to it, as we were showing how mean looking that storm was. A lot of hail embedded in this storm. This hail core, just to give you an idea, let's forget the tornado side of things right now. So this is the hail core right here. And if I measure that, we are talking, let me move this out. We're talking 17 kilometers long in terms of that hail core. So significant hail core, dumping large hail across obviously open fields and stuff like that, but farm equipment out there, livestock, and this is moving southeast. So this will do damage out in front of this, and we're going to continue to monitor the rotation. It did weaken a little bit, but it is still quite strong in this storm. So we're not saying anything in terms of you can disregard the rotation on this storm, because that last scan still in this area here, where you've got those bright greens and reds next to each other, that's where your velocity couplet is. So that's the storm there. So if you are southeast of this, you need to heed this, be in shelter, be on the safe side of things, and make sure that you are either in a basement. If you don't have that option, get as many walls between you and the outside as possible. So again, tornado warning near Saskatchewan, the Battleford area. Those storms are still somewhat severe in terms of the precipitation. However, the rotation on these storms has gone away compared to what it was when it was right over Battleford. Going to come back here to Ontario, see what our storms are doing here, and I'll check on the Quebec side at the same time. So north of Toronto, these are regular storms. Most of the lightning has subsided completely on this. Nothing of concern other than it's going to be raining where you are. These are moving east, northeast at this point. In the Ottawa area, obviously the precipitation is a lot more. So over Clarence, Rockland right now, I bet you my cam actually has hail on it. I'm going to try and get it back up here. I think it's funny that I'm using this immediately this afternoon. I'm going to try and see whether this camera will bring up. I have to pan and tilt it with a different app here, so bear with me for a second. Big raindrops. Yeah, I don't. So I'm just gonna bring it up here. I don't see any hail on the ground. It's a little hard to tell with all those all that gravel there, but I don't see any real significant hail, and it's harder to see hail on a camera than unless it gets quite large. But obviously, quite a bit of precipitation tucked into this storm here, and I can kind of turn around. So we now have an update on this tornado warning. So I'm going to get away from that. I'm going to bring up our radar and swing right over to our tornado warning storm here in Alberta. So I apologize that we are bouncing all over the place, but I want to make sure we're keeping people informed here. So again, updated just now, tracking a thunderstorm that is possibly producing a tornado. Damaging winds, large hail, and locally intense rainfall are also possible. We are waiting. We're 6 minutes into this scan here. We get them every roughly 8 minutes. So we're waiting to see whether this rotation that we're seeing here, these bright greens and reds together, if they will tighten up. Currently, it's fairly broad, meaning it's over a larger area. So I'm not as concerned about it. But as you saw in the video from Braden, there it was still capable of producing stuff. So just gonna check here. What's my camera doing? Sorry, I'm trying to get this camera to pan back. A lot of rain, but no hail in Cumberland. So we're gonna wait here to watch for another scan and see if that works. So I'm gonna stick here. We are probably about a minute out before we get another scan here. So I'm gonna stick with that, and we'll update you on the rest shortly. Okay. Sorry that I haven't been in the comments. I've been trying to get some information in the comments, but obviously when it comes to a tornado on this, warning on the radar, we are highlighting that and sticking with it as much as possible. Very easy to see where this is. Again, it's southeast. Oh, there we go. The hail has moved on. This is our latest scan. I don't like the look of that bottom portion of the storm, so let's just take a look at this. So it may be cycling at this point. The velocity is somewhat disorganized or more broken up, so I'm not as concerned on this scan, but it may try to reorganize, and that's what's going on possibly. So we'll see on the next scan, but still a very large hail signature for a large area and also for large hail in itself. So again, we are talking an area 17 or 18 kilometers across, so almost 20 kilometers across, with this hail signature just tucked to the south of the Trans-Canada Highway, moving in a southeast direction. So if you are out in Alberta, and it's heading down towards Medicine Hat right now, kind of tracking with the Trans-Canada. So we'll see whether that sustains, and if the rotation continues on it as well. So right now, I'm not as concerned about the rotation on this storm, but it could redevelop. It's still decently strong that we can't just write it off at this point. So more updates coming out for storms around Saskatoon and on the other stuff. These are the severe warnings more than anything. So Rick just sending me a photo. Wow, where is this? West of Alderson. Okay, give me a sec here. Rick, if you can tell me where that photo is from, it just helps me out. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to switch screens. Rick was just sending me a photo. This is from the Alberta side of things, I believe, but I want to double check. So this is looking back towards Brooks. So let me zoom into this. This is the Alberta highways. So this is the storm as it's approaching. So this is going down. Let me highlight what we're talking about here. This is the storm that's heading to Medicine Hat along the Trans-Canada Highway. And I'll bring that back up here. You can see that this is a significant storm. Obviously, to the left of the Trans-Canada Highway is our area of concern, kind of in the middle right here where my little crosshatch is. That would be where that circulation could be trying to happen. To the right of that is the Trans-Canada Highway in there. Very heavy precipitation, and we are talking very large hail. This is at 3:17 p.m. Alberta time. We are sitting at 5:20 p.m. Eastern time. So definitely a nasty storm, definitely one you need to pay attention to. Obviously, because it is tornado warned at this point, it is throwing very large hail, and so has many danger level or components to it as well. So yeah, definitely one of those things that you don't want to see, but thankfully it's mostly to the south of the Trans-Canada, but I still guarantee you driving through this kind of precipitation up here on the Trans-Canada is not going to be fun. That is just going to be a straight up downpour. So Rick, thank you for sending that to me. Appreciate that. Just trying to keep up with it. What else have you got here? Okay, let me see. Andrew Macklin is sending me something from the Ottawa storm. He's storm chasing from his office, essentially. I'm going to highlight there's actually an area in there that is got some rotation in it. So just want to see what it's doing here. Yeah, oh yeah, there's 100% there's rotation there. Good catch there, Andrew. I'm going to share this. Hopefully you give me permission to do so. We're good buddies. So this is back in the Ottawa area. So I'm going to bring this up. This is from Andrew Macklin through Ottawa a short while ago. And I want you to look where my mouse is right here, this kind of little cloud here. I'm going to play that forward. So this is, again, Ottawa to the east side. And I'm going to drag it. And you can see how that's spinning. It's not organized. It's not what we call laminar, but if I play it back and forth here, you can see that it's definitely tightly rotating on that. Not anything dangerous, but those are the little indicators that we look for as storm chasers, whether a storm, has some potential or not. So this is definitely a nice little catch here of a funnel just rotating into there and then obviously dissipating, but that is again on the Ottawa storm. I'm waiting to see on another scan here. We're 6 minutes into it for the Alberta side of things. So we'll see if we get an update here shortly. What else? Okay, I've got another photo here coming from backside of the storm. So I'll bring this up as well. So let me zoom in here. So this is inside the storm itself. So the one we actually have on our screen here, the tornado warned storm that is between Brooks and Medicine Hat. But this is a camera that's looking through the less intense, the less intense portion of the storm. So this is just very heavy rainfall, but you can see the visibility is limited. Those towers are disappearing as you look through across the horizon. So this is a southeast look on the Trans-Canada looking from Brooks towards Medicine Hat. So the storm has already passed. Obviously very heavy rain, but that's what the backside of this looks like. We just got another scan here from Environment Canada. So let's just take a look at our velocities. So our velocities are the only area of concern that I would have would be this area tucked in right here. Let's just see where that relates to as the storm structure. It's a little bit outside, so this is mixing on the outside of the storm, so it's not within the parent body of the storm, so I'm not as concerned about it. Sometimes we do get noise that happens that is harder to determine whether that's actual rotation or not. So that's why I cross-reference always looking at both if I'm unsure, so that I'm not misspeaking, because if you just look at this right here, this does look like a velocity scan that would have some indicator of rotation on it. However, I'll just go back through that process so people can understand. This would be the area where I would think there's rotation based on that scan. However, when I turn over, it's outside of the storm, so this could be inflow going into the storm. So not necessarily rotating, but it could be cutting into the storm in that general direction and attempting to, ramp up again. But right now, not something that's concerning in that area for any kind of velocity couplet that would be dangerous. So still very large hail core on this, moving southeast again, just paralleling, following that Trans-Canada highway, just on the very edge of it, heading down towards Medicine Hat and all that. So dangerous storm for sure, no question. I'm not trying to hype anything up. This is definitely one of those storms that will cause damage to vehicles, to property, to livestock, vehicles, whatever you've got out there. It's definitely got some potential on it. So, and I need to update something. I've been so busy, I haven't even noticed this. So I just want to get our satellite working for Ontario right now. And the other thing is that they just updated the satellite imagery to high res in the last 48 hours. So what's going on here? Rick has another brief spin up showing. Let me pull it up again from Braden Morriso, showing this. So this is a still image, and he's very zoomed in on this, but obviously working with what he can from there. So let me share this with you folks. So again, this is from Braden Morriso out of Alberta, Cochrane area. Obviously a very successful storm chaser, and he is just where, I'll show it here, this, where my mouse is, this would be the area of rotation that he's talking about. Obviously not condensed to the ground. This does look like possible dust or something like that underneath this, but this is a significantly zoomed in photo, so I don't want to speculate too much. But he just commented another brief spin up west of Alderson, Alberta. So that's where that was. This was at 5:19 p.m. when it was posted about 8 minutes ago. So this storm is definitely trying to spin, and it's definitely trying to put down tornadoes. So this is why it needs to be still treated very seriously, even just for the hail aspect of it. But the fact that it's trying to produce tornadoes is the other side of it. And again, I'll show you here. This is the general track of all this. So moving it back out, it's starting to get. It's about halfway between Brooks and Medicine Hat. That's roughly an idea of where it's at this point. Whether it continues to track this way, that's the question mark. So we're at 5:23 p.m., 5 minutes into this scan cycle from Environment Canada. We need another 3 minutes roughly to get the next scan. What I'm watching here is this kind of hook or notch that's starting to form here. So you're seeing this empty space pushing into the storm, and then the bottom portion of the storm is trying to curl around. A lot of times that's an indicator of a storm trying to do something. So I'm going to pay attention to it. We'll monitor it. If it's something to worry about, we're going to highlight it for you folks and let you know what's going on. So again, if you're new here, I know we haven't done a lot of coverage in Alberta yet this year. I expect to do more. The channel is run by myself and Connor Mockett, who's a storm chaser here in Eastern Ontario. I was a storm chaser as a hobby, and now I'm sitting in front of a camera talking on YouTube at this point. So we do live weather analysis on radar as severe weather events are happening. And you can see we bounce around between Ottawa, or we bounce around basically anywhere across Canada. But today we're doing essentially Ottawa and Alberta at this point. So I'm going to zoom back in, take a look at storms from Ottawa area. So Rockland right now, Clarence, Rockland to the south of there, that's the tornado warning. I got to go back, folks. Sorry. As soon as I hear that siren sound, I've got to swing back here. So they have updated this warning. They have pushed it out to the very edge of Medicine Hat. That's what has changed here. So they've taken the box, pushed it along the Trans-Canada, obviously ahead of this very dangerous storm. We're still waiting another minute here now, so I'll stick to this one right now. They've just updated the box. I don't believe anything else has been updated. I'm just reading the comments quickly here. So no, the areas that we spoke about again were Redcliffe, the Canadian Forces Base, Suffield, Tide Lake, Suffield itself, Highway 879, Patricia, Tilly, and Rolling Hills. And it looks like another scan came in. Let's just take a look at velocities here and see what they're doing. They are definitely not bright green in here. However, it looks to be a couplet. And I'm going to highlight it right here. Just going to see how that references with the rest of the storm on our reflectivity scan, and it's outside of it. So that's, again, indicative of maybe some radar noise, possibly polluting the data, unfortunately. And we do deal with that a lot, where you have some data that you can see it. It almost looks like Christmas time when you're, putting all sorts of Christmas sprinkles on your cookies. That's not normal. It should be green like you have up here, or red, whatever direction. And if it tightens up, you get those obvious indicators. So anyways, we are watching this area here. Nothing on this velocity scan, scares me that I need to be letting you folks know about it. However, again, the hail in this is very large and very dense, and across a very broad area. So lots of hail falling with this. So what have they done here? They've updated the tornado warning once again. So they're saying the dangerous thunderstorm is located just west of Suffield and is moving to the southeast at 65 kilometers an hour. So this has picked up speed. It is moving fairly quick. Again, communities in the path are Suffield and Ralston. That is what Environment Canada is updating and saying possibly producing a tornado, but also obviously that very large hail moving down and tracking southeast at this point. So let me go back to Ottawa, jump back in here. While we've got that. Let me straighten out the map here, get Franktown on here. So we have some hail, Blackburn Hamlet. This is on the latest scan. I'm assuming it just popped, but I'm going to take a look here. Yes, so previous scan looked like this. This is through Ottawa and Blackburn Hamlet, and then bam, we've got a bunch of hail between essentially Old Gloucester and then along the 417. All this pink in here, people on both highways at this time of day, rush hour, you guys are playing in some hail possibly right here. So this is, again, moving eastward at this point. We also have more hail by Sarsfield, a tiny indicator here. And then over Rockland, we have a big pocket of hail as well. So quite a bit of areas with hail today throughout. And you can see those pinks. That's definite hail coming out. I would say on the bigger pockets of it, maybe getting up to grape size would be about as big as I would say, but grape or smaller. The other areas would be kind of pea size, that type of thing. So that's what we're looking at this point in the Ottawa area. And again, moving eastward, heading along kind of south of the Ottawa River, but that's where these storms are tracking right now. So they're in line with heading to Plantagenet, Curran, through obviously Rockland area, Clarence Creek, all of that for this leading portion storm here. And then we need to pay attention of this. So Blackburn Hamlet, you are next in line with these storms. And then the southern portion of Orleans heading over towards Navan. If this sustains that hail core, you definitely want to get anything that you like outside of it. Oh, good Lord. Okay, I've got a camera here that's showing this hail in the Ottawa area. And like I said, I was suspecting that it was bad. This is worse than I thought it would be. So you don't want to get caught in this. This is, again, the Blackburn bypass, I believe. And I'm going to bring that up for you folks. Sorry, switching there. So that's a still image. Unfortunately, we don't have video on this, but that is very obviously hail in the storm. I can't guesstimate at the size just based off of this, but that is a nasty image. Again, this is the Innocent Blackburn Hamlet bypass traffic camera. So that's what's coming in right now. So if you are, again, we are talking about these areas of hail. Give me a sec here. Just close that off. So that is this area right here. Lots of hail tucked in, moving eastward, and then again around the Rockland area and to the east of Rockland, Clarence Creek, and then heading towards Plantagenet and Curran are next in line. So this is south of Wendover along that Highway 17 corridor. So this is in the Ottawa area. Again, I just want to reiterate that because I know we are bouncing around a lot, and I'm doing my best not to confuse people. So right now, quite a bit of hail falling in the Ottawa area. And then I'm going to zoom back out here and take a look at things in Alberta and see whether we've got an update here. So we're still on the same scan, I believe here. This is 529. So we should have another new scan on this storm to the northwest of Medicine Hat. And we will see whether there's an update on the velocity scans for this. Again, still continue to being tornado warned. So let me just take a look here. This was updated 8 minutes ago. Again, 65 kilometers an hour moving southeast. So it's tracking at a pretty decent clip. Just taking a look at some more. Yeah, there's definitely hail falling all over the city of Ottawa. So here's our latest scan out of Alberta. I'm going to look at velocities again. Nothing on velocity right now in terms of rotation that's worrisome. Just very large hail-producing storm moving southeast along the Trans-Canada, heading towards essentially south or Long Red Cliff and maybe into Medicine Hat. So take shelter if you have anything out there that you don't want smashed up by hail. I'm going to look at this storm here north of the Trans-Canada Highway on the Saskatchewan side. There's a bit of a hail core here, kind of to the west of Crane Lake. So that one there definitely need to pay attention to as well. And I'm just going to swing back to the nation's capital. I'm going to look up north quickly just to make sure. Yeah, so this is mostly still falling apart, but there is some hail tucked in here to the southeast of La Corne on the Quebec side. So this is the Quebec side. And let me just highlight it here. Sorry, folks. So that would be tucked into this area. So again, pea-sized hail roughly in this storm or smaller. I'm not expecting anything too big from that up there. And then let's swing all the way back down to the Ottawa-Gatineau area where we've got storms kind of hugging the river essentially. The latest scan is good. It's showing these hail cores have reduced somewhat. However, they are still over the Blackburn Hamlet area, moving eastward. So we still have some pink in there. So definitely still hail falling out of these storms. The core over here to the east of Rockland, it's east of Clarence Creek essentially at this point. So once again, all this pink, this is going to be hail, probably pea-sized or smaller, might be just a tiny bit bigger on the odd stone, but I'm hoping they're not much bigger than that. So this is definitely not something we expected looking at models and stuff like that. So catching a few of us off guard for sure. I'm actually going to bring up our visible satellite here, and you can see these tiny little storms in the center of your screen. You can see those updrafts where that's the blue line is the Ottawa River zigzagging down towards the St. Lawrence, and these are the little storms that are producing all this hail. So it's interesting to watch what's taking place around the Ottawa area today. Again, nobody had this on their kind of models in terms of radar that this was a potential for today. That's why I was out installing weather cams. Literally, we just were watching one out in the Cumberland area that I installed a couple hours ago. So we do have another one. I'm actually another brand new one. I haven't even had chance to program these or set them up, but let me see if I can pull this one up. I'm going to kill that one, and then this is near L'Orignal. I'm going to see if this will come up and see what it's looking at. Wow. So this is the storms coming. This is L'Orignal, which is just to the kind of east of Alfred. So this camera is right here on the 17 where that little hand mark is, roughly in that area. And I'm going to share the image of what's coming. That's the storm that is coming with all that hail in it. So very, very heavy rainfall. I'm going to pan this camera around, so bear with me for a sec here. Like I said, these are brand new cameras. They were put in today. Haven't had a chance to program or set anything up. So let's see if we can get this going properly. Let me swing this camera around a little bit. Come on. Doesn't seem to want to turn. Interesting. Wonder if there's an issue. No, there we go. Okay, so it did turn. now it's going to turn too much because I've hit the button so many times. It's delayed, obviously, so maybe a bit of an internet signal issue right now. So I'm going to try and swing it back the other way, folks. I apologize. You can see that we've got quite a view out here on this camera. This is Mike, a farmer out that way. Yeah, definitely delayed on the internet right now with this camera. So I'm going to bring it back and swing it around. It is looking at the building at this point, which obviously does nobody any good. So anyways, that's the camera that we've got that we just put up there. Again, we haven't had a chance to program it or even test it or anything like that. So the storms are definitely very heavy precipitation, including hail. So this is along the Ottawa River, east of Ottawa. We do have some of it tracking through the Blackburn Hamlet, possibly through Orleans. So quite the downpours happening at this point with all these storms. So let me just take a look here and give me one sec. And I'm just going to pull up another thing here. So I don't know if the internet went out for that camera, but we've definitely got no view of it at this point. So storms might be affecting that. So this is our latest scan. The hail cores luckily are going down. So east of Ottawa, heading towards Plantagenet, there is still hail in that. It is not done with, but it's far less than what was there before. So I just want to make sure folks understand that. So they're still going eastward. This hail will kind of come through Plantagenet. And then we obviously have this line here coming through Orleans and Blackburn Hamlet. That's where the heavier signal is for that hail indicator. So I'm going to swing back out to Alberta. We do have those storms out there that are tornado warned. So I just want to make sure we stay on top of that as well. This is our latest scan. We still haven't missed anything here. This one has taken a while. We're about 12 minutes since our last scan off the local radar. I'm going to see if, yeah, there's nothing. That one's too far away. Because we can switch sometimes between radars, so I just wanted to make sure that I didn't have an alternative for radars, and I can actually look where the radar stations are. So we have one very close here. This is this green little pill in the center of the screen. The next one would be Strathmore, right kind of east of Calgary. And the closest one in the US is Great Falls, so significantly far from there. So this is our best radar right now. We have not had an update. It looks like in 13 minutes right now. So these radars sometimes pick the worst time to not give us our latest scan. I'm going to see if the velocities have updated. This is 541 as well. So no, we haven't had a new scan here. Just looking at something. Okay, and so Braden is saying the exact same thing that I was earlier, or just now, actually. I'll bring it up as well. We'll share this. Braden is saying that this storm heading towards Medicine Hat is less organized than it was earlier. So the threat is coming down in terms of the tornado aspect of it. However, it is still an intense storm. I'm going to bring this up again. This is from Braden Morriso. So let me bring that into the stream here, and you can see what this looks like panning across. And again, this is kind of to the south of the Trans-Canada Highway. Still packing a punch, lots of precipitation in this, still significant hail. So you still need to pay attention to this storm as it moves through. So again, out in Alberta, heading towards a Medicine Hat. Once again, that is from Braden Morriso. So what else have I got here? Got another picture coming in from... Yeah, so that's roughly what we were just looking at. Another traffic cam that we were looking at, but we don't have an update on velocities or anything in terms of the radar here. Again, 541 was the last scan, and this is Eastern time, so 3:41 p.m. In Alberta, mountain time. And we've gone, right now we're 14 minutes in and we haven't had a new scan, so hopefully that radar isn't suffering any issues. but we'll do our best to update you folks. This hail core is tracking right on the edge of the Trans-Canada on the Saskatchewan side. So I'm just going to zoom out. This is east of Medicine Hat, crossing into the Saskatchewan side. And that storm is just tracking kind of west of Crane Lake, it looks like, and moving eastward. So it is going to impact the Trans-Canada as the Trans-Canada kind of rises up northeast. If this hail core sustains, it will get over the highway, obviously impacting that. So hopefully we have a new scan coming along there. And then you can see all through southwest Ontario or southern Ontario, central Ontario. We no longer have any severe warnings left. These are just regular storms. There's no lightning near Kawartha Lakes, north of Peterborough, Fenelon Falls. That's all just rain at this point. And then over the water is the only area where we have a little bit of intensity here. But once that comes onto shore, I suspect that's going to weaken. And then we have one storm to the west of Barry's Bay that has a tiny pocket. It's a little pop-up storm that has intense precipitation, no hail, it looks like, in it, and a couple of lightning bolts. So let's come back to the Ottawa area and take a look. I don't have a new scan here. So there's a data feed issue. I can tell you that right now from Environment Canada, because this radar has not updated in 16 minutes either. So hopefully the data feed is not going to be down for long. I don't know, Connor, if you're listening, whether you can take a look and see if if we're down on radars all over the place, if anybody can kind of confirm that for me. Right now, I suspect that is the case, that Canadian radar data is not updating. So let me just take a look at some more radars just to see if I'm seeing that same pattern happening. This is also 5:41 p.m. So one of two things: either the WeatherWise software is not getting updates, or the Environment Canada feed is down at this point. So just monitoring a bunch of chats, just making sure I'm not missing anything. I suspect the Environment Canada feed is down, and that's why we're not getting any updates right now. So I see Canadian Timbit. Wow, lots of pea-sized hail here in Blackburn Hamlet. Thank you for that update off the ground. I appreciate that. That was my guess, is that, we weren't going to be anything super big. What else have we got here? And then, so I just want to update, this scan just came in. So we just got an update. It took 16 minutes for the feed to update here, but hail to the west of Plantagenet and Plantagenet Station tucked in here. So we need to pay attention to it. We've been getting reports just mentioning pea-sized hail came through Blackburn Hamlet. And this is where these storms have come through. So, and that tornado warning is being updated. So I'm coming back to that, folks. I have to do that. I apologize, but it's a serious situation, so I want to make sure I do not miss anything, and we don't fail to tell people what's going on here. So this warning was just updated for the storm coming into Medicine Hat. Basically, this was updated 21 minutes ago, so we just got our information here. This is late. So that's the old update. Why am I not seeing the new update? Give me a sec here. I'm just gonna, they're all the same. I have multiple ones on top of each other. So so there's nothing new that I can see in terms of this tornado warning. They've just extended the box. None of the wording or verbiage has been updated. I'm going to take a look at a velocity scan on this one here. So again, looking at this, no red and greens, really bright and tight to each other. So that is a good thing. As this comes into Medicine Hat, we do have Braden Morrisseau out in front of this storm. We've seen a few photos of it. The other thing that I'm noticing is the hail core has diminished on this storm. So it's indicating that the storm is, as Braden said, a more disorganized, losing some intensity. So you can see, if I back it up here a couple of frames, how intense that hail core was. Very obvious. Those bright pinks sustained for a long time. And on this scan here, you've got very little pink left in the storm. So that's good. The large hail may not be the case in terms of that disappearing. So what else is going on here? Okay, so we have, it looks like, is this the Outlook storm? Sorry, I'm getting some information. I'm not sure where. Oh, Outlook may be up here. I apologize. Oh wow, this storm is a hailer. So this is southwest of Saskatchewan. I apologize, my mods were sending me this. Um, Give me a sec here. Yeah, just looking in. This storm here is throwing some very, very, very large hail. When we start seeing a cluster of purple with dark purple in there, you are talking some very large hailstones in this. I would not be surprised if there's tennis balls in this, or maybe even bigger. I do know, I'm trying to keep up here. I believe there was some hail that fell here that I missed a post here. So many things going on through Ottawa, so I'm just trying to make sure. This was, yeah, okay. I'm going to bring this up. Bear with me for a second. This was some of the hail near Brooks, Alberta. This was a while back. I will show that in a minute, but this storm right here to the southwest of Outlook, it is absolutely hailing, and you can see what we call a TBSS. And so this is another indicator that there's very large hail in this, and I'm gonna explain it. I know we've done it on the stream before, but you see this spike right here. This is what we call a 3-body scatter strike. And essentially, you can tell where the radar is. The radar is to the north of this storm because we're getting that 3-body scatter strike. And I'm gonna show you where our radar is. It is straight north of this. And when we have extremely large hail in there with a lot of density of hail, you get this, what we call a TBSS showing up on radar. So this storm is throwing what we call catastrophic hail. You definitely need to be, if you are in the path of this storm, you need to heed this one for the hail because it is going to damage things. And that's a guarantee as far as that kind of size of hail. So let me just come back here to this storm and see what Environment Canada has updated. It looks like they've shrunk back the tornado warning, just updated now, obviously for southeastern Alberta. Localities included are Medicine Hat, Red Cliff, the CFB, Suffield, Bow Island, and 7 persons. So they're tracking a severe thunderstorm that is possibly producing a tornado. Again, the latest scan for this storm looked good on the velocity side, where I was not super concerned about it. So we'll see when the next update comes out. Thankfully, as this comes close to Medicine Hat, obviously a little bit more populated area, a concern. But this storm here, this is our hailmaker for the day. Right now, again, you can see that 3-body scatter strike to the south of it. So this is chucking some very large hail. Tennis ball would not be out of the realm for that kind of, they're saying quarter-size hail, and I assure you this is much larger than quarter-size hail. This warning will probably get updated here soon, but it is throwing a lot of hail. So again, moving mostly south, but with a bit of a southeast component to it. So I'm going to back that up. You can see how it's just tracking southeast essentially at this point. So if you are south of this storm and you have anything of value outside, I would get it into shelter. So heading down towards the Trans-Canada, eventually it's still quite a ways away from there, but this storm southwest of Outlook. So the latest scan on radar here, still large hail in here, but not like what was there just a scan ago. So I'll back that up. You can see I'm going to pull it up here. So we had decent sized hail here, then we get the purples coming in, and then another scan of purple, and now it has subsided with only 1 pixel of purple. So this is still throwing decent sized hail, but weakening on this cycle. So we'll see if that picks back up again. So anyways, it's just one of those things that we don't like to see, because that kind of hail will do lots of damage. So I'm just switching back to the storm that is heading by Medicine Hat. Again, heavy precipitation, hail embedded in this, obviously with some wind, but the rotation aspect of it is not a concern right now. I don't see anything on the velocity scan that would have me worried about people in line with this in terms of a potential tornado. So that's what's going on with this storm in Alberta. Let me swing quickly back to the Ottawa area. because that's where our other area of hail seems to be. And I'm just going to look at Franktown. I apologize, grabbed the wrong radar. So just to the west of Navan, we have some hail. The rest of the areas look like that the hail has subsided. So as it got into Plantagenet, that's a good sign. It lost some intensity with the hail. Very heavy precipitation with these storms still, so that hasn't changed. But it's it's definitely not the hail indicators that we had originally. And then the storm by Navan is the only one with some pixels here in this area right here that would be hail on that storm. So I'm going to switch to some of our weather cams here, see what kind of view I've got from them. Okay, and I've got another comment from my moderators. Thank you, Veronica. I see that. So I'm going to bring this up. So this is out of Medicine Hat, but this camera is blurry, but it can show you how dark it is. So this is another camera in the Medicine Hat area, obviously a still image, but you can see how dark it is underneath this storm. And this is in Alberta. So that's that tornado warned storm that the circulation isn't looking too bad. So I'm not too worried about rotation on that storm. But that is a very dark image coming from Medicine Hat out that way. So still not a lot of fun in that general area. But let's see if I can get okay. So that looks better. I'm just spotting some of my cameras here around the Ottawa area. Let's go to here, and I'm going to zoom back out. Let me kill off this. And let's take a look. Let me see here, my locations. Let's see if we have any more storms here. So our storms cameras. So I don't have anything left in line with this. The Alfred one, L'Orignal is the other one that I have out that way. And then I have one camera here on the Ottawa River, but it's not in the storm at this point. So definitely doesn't look like anything. I'm just looking to see here. I'm looking at some of my cameras to see history, whether there was hail within the camera or when it came through, but it doesn't look like it, so that's good. Okay. So right now, that's kind of where things are at in the Ottawa area. The hail cores have subsided, which is good. The only one that's left is around Navan. Still, with those bright reds and oranges, you are heavy precipitation. Obviously, with lightning, this is moving eastward, heading towards kind of Grenville, Hawkesbury area. So we'll see whether that maintains in there. So, and again, we're bouncing around between a couple of areas of the country. We're monitoring Alberta, Saskatchewan, and also Ontario and Quebec, obviously, as well. Here in the rest of Ontario, nothing to report from the GTA area or anywhere within the vicinity. This heading kind of around Barry's Bay. This is marching, I want to say, northeast. Yeah, so it's moving northeast. It's getting further from the radar. What's our local radar? Franktown. So Franktown is showing some pixelation here. So this is coming towards Highway 60 west of Madawaska. This does look like we possibly have some hail in here. It is further up into the storm. So we're about 10,000 feet of elevation, which is obviously significant. That's like 3 kilometers. By the time this kind of stuff hits the drops through the atmosphere, it warms up. It may warm up to the point where there's no hail on, falling on the surface or attaining the surface. So that's just my caveat there, letting you folks know that the further we get away from radar, the further up into the storm we are reading. So not always just because you're seeing that purple or pink doesn't mean that hail is falling on the ground. So again, having eyes on the ground helps us out a lot. Like we were showing with Braden Morso, he's out in front of the storm. He is seeing that bottom portion of the storm, which the radar cannot. Okay. Gonna zoom back out here. We'll jump We'll jump back to here and see what's going on in the Alberta side of things. This is 3:59 p.m. Yes, the clock says 5, but that's because we're transmitting out of eastern Ontario. Still quite a bit of hail tucked into this storm, looking more disorganized at this point. So south of Redcliffe or southwest of Medicine Hat, still a large chunk of or a large area of hail tucked in right there. And again, this is marching southeast. So this is crossing the 3 at this point and heading southeast from there. Going to take a look at velocities to see if anything, nothing on velocity that would jump out at me. So again, the tornado component of this, I would say, has been over for a while, and I don't think this storm right now has the potential to try and spin back up. Just based on the last number of scans, it's showing weakening, or the hail core going down. All those are indicators of a storm that's losing its potency, let's say. But obviously, hail still quite damaging. This storm has crossed the Trans-Canada here. It is moving southeast once again. This was the one that was just northeast of Maple Creek, and you can see it cross the Trans-Canada. I guarantee you some cars got hailed out there. Hopefully smaller than grape size, but could be maybe a tiny bit bigger than that. And then we have this other storm up here by, what was it? Outlook, I think was the name of the town. Yeah, southwest of Outlook, still showing quite a bit of hail on it within this storm, moving southeast again, and has come down compared to what was there earlier, but still, I would say grapes are smaller on this one for the hail size, and moving southeast towards, through a couple of the highways out there, 44 and 45, but eventually will make it to Central Butte. But that's still quite a ways away. You can see how far that is currently. So that could weaken and, be nothing at that point. But we'll monitor it. We'll see what's down here on this southern storm. It's severe warned as well. So tiny little hail cores around here. This is to the northeast of Gravelburg, or west of Mossbank, and there's an area south of Mossbank. So it's something to pay attention to there on the Saskatchewan side. Not as intense as the rest of the stuff that we are seeing currently. So kind of east of Maple Creek, this one here again has quite a bit of hail on it, so we are paying attention to those ones there. And obviously the stuff going towards Medicine Hat, that's the most intense stuff here on out west. I'm just going to look around Saskatoon. So there is a line here forming to the northwest of Saskatoon, and I'm just going to play this slowly just to watch what's going on. So all these storms have kind of reached out and started interacting. You can see back here, those storms on the top left of the screen are independent, and now they're kind of just reaching out for each other. And we've had basically them line out straight across right here. And again, this is marching southeast, so a portion of this will catch Saskatoon, but heading kind of through to the west of Saskatoon at this point. Hail embedded in there with that purple. That's what's indicative of there, so we'll see if that maintains, but obviously a fairly large swath of that. So like I said, just quite a few storms today that are producing large hail. I'm hoping the stuff around the Ottawa area is mostly done for the day. We'll see if that weakens at this point, and we'll pull up here. I'm just going to hide our cameras for now. And see if this is looking a little bit better. 5:59 was the last scan, so we're waiting again. Still got a couple of hail pixels here by Navin, right over Navin, but that is weakening. And same thing for the storms that are heading out east towards Alfred, Plantagenet, Curran, out that way. So that is a good sign. I'm gonna just see if I can get The Cumberland camera back up. I'm going to take a look at that one there. And again, we rely on internet, and obviously the remote areas, the internet isn't always the best just in terms of upload speed. So especially with storms moving through. So sometimes that does affect our ability to see the cameras after the storms have come through, or even a power outage will obviously affect that. But let me just see here if I can get this other camera up and running. Yeah, both of the new ones are either affected by the storms today. I'm just, yeah, won't come back online. Interesting. So they've lost internet, it looks like, by the location in L'Orignal, which is obviously to the east of Alfred along that 17 highway. So we'll see what the next scan here shows, and then I'm going to flip back to Alberta. So what else have we got here? So here we go. This is the next scan. This is 6:05 p.m. Eastern just now. East of Navan, looks like tiny hail. I would say pea size or less, still continuing to march eastward towards Sarsfield. The other storms are weakening. We are seeing far less red, and it's mostly just orange. So that is just a bunch of rain at this point. I'm just going to look at from the other radar on the Quebec side, and it's confirming what we're seeing here. So our only area around the Ottawa region, or the nation's capital, would be the Navan storm right now. That's the only one indicating hail at this point. And again, marching eastward along 28, heading towards 35 for Sarsfield and Leonard. So that's the story here around Ottawa. Again, Algonquin Park having a few storms go through it, but nothing too crazy. It looks like that has let me see if that has subsided. Yes. So this had a bunch of red on it earlier, and now it has gone down where it's got only orange and yellow with only a few lightning strikes. So that is weakening as well. And then the storms here around Barrie. Let's see what King City radar shows. So the only intensity is out over the open water. So once they get ashore, they are dying off. And so they're just regular rainstorms at that point. Southwest Ontario had a tornado warning there the other day around the Leamington area, just storm interacting with lake breeze probably, and the lake itself was enough to give it a strong couplet. Nothing produced that I know of. If anybody knows that I'm incorrect on that, please throw it into the comments, but I have not seen anything to that effect. So let me come back out here to our Alberta storms. Let's take a look here. This is 6:05. So this is a couple minutes ago. The hail core is falling apart to the southwest of Medicine Hat, and you can see how the storm is starting to broaden out, which is also an indicator of it possibly losing some of its potency. So that's a good sign for locals in the path of this. Again, looking at this, I don't see any velocity scans that are concerning. So that tornado warning, I suspect, will be probably expiring soon. They haven't, not yet, but we'll see whether that's the case here shortly from Environment Canada. So so just a lot of precipitation coming from Medicine Hat, that eastern portion of Alberta, kind of in the southeast corner or eastern portion. You can see the rain stretches quite a ways. And then let's look on the Saskatchewan side. Still got quite a bit of hail on this storm here, just south of the Trans-Canada, east of Maple Creek, Saskatchewan. Tight little hail core indicated right here on it. However, it looks like it might be weakening a little bit, so we'll see on the next scan whether that has an uptick or it continues to drop a bit. Our other storms here, let's just take a look here. So northeast of La Flèche, or Assiniboia, that has tiny hail in it right now around the Moss Bank area to the west of it. Not as concerning. And then this was the storm, I believe, that really was packing some hail in there earlier. We can go back a couple of scans. So if anybody's just jumping in here, you can see right there, that is the strongest indicator of hail. So let me zoom into this. So this was basically it looks like Dinsmore Hutterite colony to the northeast of there. I would suspect there's some very large hail left out there in the fields. It looks fairly remote, but with this spike that you see south of that storm, again, that's what we call a TBSS, three body scatter strike, and that just indicates very large hail within the storm itself. And you can see the difference now. The pink is very little pink left, so this storm is losing some of that punch as well. Let's take a look here around Saskatoon. So that line that is marching southeast, it's probably going to stick just to the west of Saskatoon. Does have hail in it, so this is heavy rain and some hail packed into it here in the middle of it. And we'll see if that transforms over the next few scans as the afternoon progresses. It looks like there's quite a bit of outflow from this storm, so there are going to be some winds associated with it. Let's read these. So there's some 80 plus kilometer-hour winds right now here. So this is 83 kilometers an hour, and you can see that bright pink. So that's immediately what I look at when I look on velocities. The rest of this Christmas confetti stuff, that's just noise in the radar. This is definitely indicative of wind blowing away from the radar, which is to the north. So this is blowing out with the storm. So these storms have probably gone when they went through this kind of merger or reaching out from each other or to each other. They're kind of outflow dominant at this point based on that. But those 80 kilometer-hour winds can obviously do quite a bit of damage blowing stuff around. So let me just zoom back here. They've updated in Alberta. That's why this is flashing right now. So I'm going to look at our warning. Let's just go here and then click on it. Thunderstorm warning. So Environment Canada, this is updated just now, tracking a dangerous thunderstorm capable of producing strong wind gusts and then also loony to ping pong ball sized hail. So still some significant hail tucked in with that storm, and that's why it's still carrying that severe warning. I believe the tornado warning aspect of it is going to drop off here just because it's looking far more disorganized. This storm to the northeast or east of Medicine Hat, I should say, traveling in a southeast direction. That one there is going to probably get a severe warning on it if the hail continues. So we're looking for a couple of scans, and if they continue to look like this, there's probably going to be a severe warning placed onto that storm, just like this one here. So that's kind of the story this afternoon right now. Obviously out west, 2 hours behind us, so that's 4:13 p.m. Out in Alberta. In terms of mountain time, Saskatchewan being on central time an hour sooner than that, so 5:13 there. And then we've got these kind of severe warnings here around the Ottawa nation's capital area. So these storms up here around Val d'Or, Lac Simon, Amos, those are all just regular storms at this point. This severe warning, I'm just going to see if they're expiring this. No, it's still maintaining, but I don't see... I'm just going to look at wind velocities to make sure this is not a wind-driven threat, but it's not by the looks of it. So these storms have subsided. You're mostly yellow and green with tiny areas of that orange and red. And just, I haven't mentioned it on the forecast or the live stream yet today. When you're looking at precipitation like this on this scan of reflectivity, your light orange down to yellow, green, and blue, that's the lower end of the scale. When you get into a lot of orange, red, pinks, and purples, you're at the very high end of the scale. And so that's why we look at things and we can tell very quickly what is happening with a storm just based on that. So just looking at this severe warning out here in Quebec, let's just double check here. So they're just talking about quarter-size hail and heavy rain. That was much earlier today. So let me see, they're probably dropping this severe warning on the Quebec side in Gatineau. So let me switch to Franktown radar and then click on this. Yes, so the thunderstorm warning on the Gatineau side across the river is now being expired. So these storms have moved out of the area. And again, the only area for concern here in Ottawa, this storm here continues between Navan and Sarsfield, has a hail core on it. Again, pea-sized would be roughly my guess based on this signature here. I'm just getting a message from one of my moderators. Yeah, it looks nasty in Medicine Hat, which I'm not surprised. So we'll switch to that in a minute. But this is the hail core. It is moving eastward, so coming into Sarsfield and then making its way from there. So just heed that as it moves in. So I'll zoom in here. Leonard right here to the east of it, and then it's heading towards Hammond, not necessarily going to sustain all the way there, but right now it does have those indicators of pink. So we are getting on that very high end of the portion of the precipitation scale. So yeah, we need to pay attention to it just out in front of it. But the rest of the storms are dying off, even looking from the Blainville radar on the Quebec side, which is just northwest of Montreal. These storms basically won't even, essentially, I think they're falling apart. They may not even make it to Hawkesbury. I don't know if Marie Rochon's in the chat. She usually is, but the storm shield is working strong today in the Hawkesbury area. Doesn't look like you're even going to see a lightning bolt out that way at this point, the way these are falling apart. So it's definitely dying as it gets east of Ottawa, and our last little portion here would be in the Navan area. So 6:11 p.m. That's about 5 minutes ago Eastern time. So we need another 3 minutes till the next scan comes out, and that's essentially it. So we're kind of bouncing around between Ottawa. I suspect those are going to die off very soon, and then we'll be able to concentrate on Alberta and Saskatchewan for those storms, just to keep people appraised of what's happening there. So we are also waiting for some scans here. So Medicine Hat, I know that Veronica was sending me an image there of what Medicine Hat looks like right now inside this storm. So even without those rotating winds, I'm going to share this up here so you can see visibility is down to maybe 100 meters, and so very heavy precipitation into this Medicine Hat storm that we have kind of on our left here on our radar screen. So if we zoom in here, you can see not a fun time this afternoon out in Alberta with this storm as it tracks southeast, moving through the region. So we're just going to cycle the radar here. And you can see how it just kind of tracked down that Trans-Canada Highway, and it's continuing in that southeast direction. So that image that we're seeing there, that was, earlier, and visibility at a premium for sure on that one. So not fun, like I said, as far as being in front of this storm or going through it as well. So what else have I got here? Sorry. Okay, so this severe has been updated in front of the storm. I'm not surprised about that. They have upgraded it to color orange, which is middle of the scale for us. In Canada, we have yellow, orange, and red. So they're just saying tracking a thunderstorm capable of producing damaging wind gusts, loony to ping pong ball sized hail and heavy rain. Definitely far more disorganized at this point. This is our latest scan. I'm going to take a look at some velocities just to see what the wind speeds are like. Nothing really rotating in here. However, it looks like the winds are picking up overall in the storm. In terms of straight line winds, we have some 86 kilometer-hour winds tucked into some pockets here, 60, 70. Up here 76, 77. So out in front of this line as it's moving southeast is going to be windy as it comes through. So that's another component that obviously severe component for wind is 90 kilometer-hour wind gusts. So right now we're registering some areas pretty close to that. So it's going to have the hail and the wind and heavy precipitation. That is going to be the main threats with these storms as they're moving through. And if you look back to the north of this complex, This is just a ton of rain packed into there, barely any lightning. So a trick I always teach people on the stream here is that you look for the lightning. You're going to find out where the storms are intense or where that higher intensity is. So back here where we're just seeing this moderate yellow and orange and green and blue, no real lightning bolts. But you move down here where you've got these pinks, reds, you're seeing a ton of lightning bolts throughout. So that's just another way of looking at things. On the Saskatchewan side, again, east of kind of almost southeast of Maple Creek, that hail core is still sustaining on the storm. It is southwest of Carmichael and moving southeast in this general direction. So it is heading towards Shaunavon and in that area. So again, hail in that storm. That's why it's severe warned, dropping southeast. Let's take a look at some of these other storms. We'll move throughout. A small hail core here, but still present. The leading storm has lost its hail core because that was south of Mossbank and had a bit of hail on it, but it's weakening. But this back updraft here, trailing southeast again, just to the north of Assiniboia, it is still got hail in it with those pinks. And that's why it's severe warned. There is a cluster here north of the Trans-Canada between Central Butte and the Trans-Canada. Lots of precipitation tucked in there with some hail along that 19 that travels between Central Butte and to the Trans-Canada. So these ones might get severe warned if that hail core picks up on it. To the northwest of Moose Jaw. And let's jump up here. There's some hail tucked into this. This is kind of almost looks like in the middle of nowhere, but I'm trying to find any kind of what is that? Sorry, Dunblane or Coteau Beach to the west of there. That's where this hail is. And there's decent hail in here. This would be maybe grapes or smaller. In terms of hail, and again, tracking in that southeast direction. All these storms out west are doing that today. Our storms here in eastern Ontario were traveling a little differently. I'm just going to see heavy precipitation here near Rosetown. Basically from Rosetown back to Plenty, that there has just heavy precipitation in it, maybe the tiniest of hail. The line that is marching towards Saskatoon, the eastern portion of it has weakened. This is just regular rain. I noticed there's no lightning bolts on any of this storm. It doesn't look like. There may be an old one that's way back here, but no new lightning bolts, which tells me that this storm is weakening as it is marching southeast. So it'll come through on the 14. It's heading down in that direction west of Saskatoon. So, okay. What else have I got here? Trying to see if I'm missing anything. Obviously, the tornado warning in Saskatchewan was dropped a while back, and that one was only, that storm only had the look for maybe one or two scans and then started coming apart. And that's basically down here at this point. It's all traveling southeast. So that's what's transpiring this afternoon out west. And let me come back to the Ottawa area once again. Zoom in here. And let's see what the Ottawa storms are doing. So they are definitely dying. You can clearly see that. I'll back this up on radar just for folks tuning in. So we can see how we had tons of red and purple. This is over the last number of hours as it came through Ottawa. We've had numerous storms pop up along the Ottawa River, hail falling in quite a few areas. And now as it's moving east, you can see that most of it's turned to yellow or green or blue. So it's obviously weakening, just watering the gardens at this point. The only area of intense precipitation is just kind of to the over Sarsfield and to the southwest. There may be some very tiny hail still left in that storm. I suspect that's going to continue to weaken as it moves eastward, and that will be show over at that point. And there's our latest scan. So the hail is indicator is completely gone off this storm. It has spread out. It's over Hammond, Cheney, Sarsfield, and then down to almost Bear Brook. But this is just heavy heavy, heavy rain with only a few lightning bolts. So this has the indicators that it looks like it's weakening, but we will continue to monitor that as well. And it's interesting. I know Connor's probably watching right now, but there's a boundary out there again. We've been noticing this boundary from Fitzroy all the way back to Stittsville. There's got to be something else going on there, because that's been in the radar data for over a week now. So I'm starting to think that that is not a boundary and that is something else that's getting picked up. Anyways, Marie Rochon, good to see you in the chat, saying, yeah, I figured we wouldn't get much hearing distant thunder, 6:18 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So yeah, it's definitely not going to look like it's going to be anything other than you might get a little bit of rain in the Grenville, Hawkesbury area. Logger John, hello folks, I'm late to the show. That's okay. I was late to the show getting it going today. We were probably about an hour late. For those that are joining us now, I was out installing some weather cams today. Didn't expect to have severe storms, on the Gatineau, Quebec side with the Ottawa side. That was not the expectation. And then we also had them obviously here, around the Barrie area. There were some severe storms as well, but that has all moved out. There's just basically over the water. That's it. And then as soon as they move on land, they're dying off. So the severe component for Quebec, for Ontario, is pretty much dying off at this point. I'm just going to look at these northern storms. And again, this is kind of northeast of Belcourt or Sainte-Terre. That's just heavy precipitation. The rest of it is just regular rain showers with maybe the odd lightning bolts, so nothing to be concerned about up there. So again, nothing in Eastern Ontario, Western Quebec that is any major concern at this point anymore. So we're just going to move back to the west and look at things out there and then see what's going on. So Logger John saying sun here near Perth. Yes. So, and I know there's a lot of comments in here I didn't get a chance to get to, and I apologize. It's just when there's tornado warnings, we kind of concentrate on that. And, the chat kind of takes a back seat, unfortunately. So, what else? So I'm just looking at some comments. Okay. Whole bunch of conversations. I'm just seeing if there's anything. Marie Rochon, yeah, okay. So she just joined in here not too long ago. So what else? Thanks for this awesome broadcast. I got to go off to Winnipeg tomorrow. Send us some wicked weather while I'm there. Ciao for now. Jean Peltier, always good to see you in the chat from east of Ottawa in the Orleans area, if I remember correctly. So thank you very much for tuning in. Any updates for the Alberta storm? I'm in Medicine Hat and heavy thunderstorms with crazy winds here. So my cat Wood, I'll jump in on that. Connor just made a comment there. Heavy rain, but the severe component has moved out to your north. You can see here the rain is obviously quite intense because there's a large amount of it to the north of you, and this is marching southeast. So I'll play the radar just so you can see what's going on as these storms approached. You are out of it mostly because they are moving more easterly at this point. So the rain to the north of Medicine Hat shouldn't really get down there. I kind of misspoke there, so I want to make sure I clarify that. So the rain and everything should be pretty much over and done with, but where you see the most intense is obviously the reds and the pinks and the purples. That's where the nastiness is essentially tucked into those storms. The rest of it to the north is just a regular rainstorm with some thunder and lightning, but nothing too crazy. So Medicine Hat should be out of it at this point, and now it's just heading for that Alberta-Saskatchewan border and continuing southeast and eventually into the US is where this is going to end up. That's what's kind of going on there. So my cat Wood heard the tornado touchdown in Brooks and that we are in the path. Not cool. So there's nothing to worry about at this point with tornado. That has passed. It kind of fell apart just to the northwest of Medicine Hat. That storm did lose its punch somewhat, but yes, between Brooks and Medicine Hat, there was a brief, what we call spin up. So nothing too bad. So just taking a look here at some of my other comments, just making sure I'm keeping up with things here, folks. So bear with me. So yeah, that's basically where it's at. They've now put out a severe warning for these storms as they move through onto the Saskatchewan side. So they've both updated Alberta and Saskatchewan for these severe warnings. So these are only severe warnings. The tornado warnings are not being extended, which is good news. I'm just going to read the thunderstorm warning updated just now. Tracking a dangerous thunderstorm capable of producing damaging winds, loony to ping pong ball sized hail, and heavy rain. So this is going to be the same thing on the opposite side in Saskatchewan, and that's exactly what they're saying in Saskatchewan. So they are warning for this particular area right up here, all of this precipitation and hail tucked in here, and then we have some more down here, and all of this is moving kind of east southeast. So in those general directions, that's why you see these warnings going up. They've also re-updated this one here for the storm that's northwest of Shaunavon, but looks to be the hail core coming down on that a little bit, which is good, showing quarter-sized hail and heavy rain with obviously damaging wind gusts is what this is being warned for, and that's a storm on its own south of the Trans-Canada. I'm just going to show you guys how that has propagated. So it's kind of heading towards Shaunavon, but you can see the pink has subsided on that storm somewhat. So you can see how there's been consistent pink in there, bigger cluster, and now on the last scan there's only about 6 pixels. So that's a good sign for you if you are down in the Shaunavon area. Just seeing if the dangerous thunderstorm is located near Medicine Hat and is moving towards the southeast at 65 kilometers an hour. So this storm is booking it at a decent pace. So it's covering quite a bit of ground quickly. So what else have we got here? Anything going on in Hamilton, Ontario area coming from Victoria? No, there is nothing happening down that way. I can bring this back up and head back towards Ontario just to take a quick look. We have no severe warnings or even real precipitation anywhere in the Ontario area, south and central Ontario, that kind of stuff. So nothing to be concerned about. And then the precip in the Ottawa area, I'm just going to look at this completely starting to come unglued and falling apart. This last scan is 6:29 p.m. Eastern, and you can see that the only precipitation left is kind of to the south of Clarence, Rockland, back to the outer edge of Navan, and then basically over to Bourget, Hammond. But that is just rain. There's a couple of lightning bolts in there. Nothing to be concerned about. There's nothing severe about that at this point. And again, it looks to be weakening. So I suspect that we're going to be out of that very shortly. So hopefully that helps update some folks there. What else have we got? Perfect. Okay. So while I've got a bit of time here, I'm just going to go back to Alberta and Saskatchewan, and we'll continue to monitor those areas. I'm just going to look at some of these storms. The storm west of Saskatoon still has a bit of hail on it, but it is weakening as well as it gets close to that Highway 14 corridor from east to west. So that storm is starting to kind of weaken somewhat. Still has hail, so definitely need to pay attention to it. We also have this storm here still indicating hail right near the 646 area. But where is this? This is... where are we northeast of, or can I get a town? I'm trying to find a locality that I can kind of give you guys. There's not much going on out here. Yeah, not a whole lot. No names. We're in the middle of nowhere, Saskatchewan. So the best I can do is west of, what town is this? Craik? C-R-A-I-K. So hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, but there's a small pocket of hail on this storm here, and that's why it's severe warned as well. What else have we got here? Anything else that I need to point out? The storm northwest of Moose Jaw. Again, there's a cluster in there, some hail just to the southeast of Central Butte. And that's what's going to be the severe portion of those storms there. And then this one here near Assiniboia is still showing a tiny amount of hail. So that's kind of a synopsis through the area here. I'm going to zoom over. They're updating these warnings on the Alberta-Saskatchewan border. So let's take a look here. Have they updated anything? So loony to ping pong ball size hail and heavy rain with obviously wind gusts. That's the main thing here. So we have hail tucked in, just coming up to the 41-515 intersection, coming apart a little bit on the hail, but there's still hail and heavy precipitation in that area southeast of Medicine Hat. And then there's another area down here getting closer to the border, a bit of hail on that near the north of the 501 in that southeast corner of Alberta. So yeah, that's where we're at. If anybody's new here, I'm just going to bring up some information here just so I can share it with you folks. This is where you can find us on social media, email. So obviously our Facebook page, YouTube, which you're watching right now, Instagram, X, we just started. So we're starting to get spread out in terms of our social media footprint. Obviously we have a merch store as well, cwlstore.ca. You guys can get something there. It helps us out and you get something nice out of it. Obviously, if you want to reach out to us for any reason whatsoever, we have our email there as well. So that's always, even when we're not on stream, feel free to reach out to us. If it's weather related, we're happy to discuss and chat with folks what's going on. So that's the best way to reach us there as well. So what else have we got here? And the other thing was, I'm just going to go back to the main screen here while we're waiting. We launched yesterday a new membership option on our YouTube channel. So basically what it does is it allows you to become a member. There's a few perks with it. You get a badge that is a little bit of a unique little badge that you can get for the chat. It's a storm and a lightning bolt. And depending how long you're a member for, the colors change. That's how those work on the YouTube memberships. We also have some custom emojis that you can use in the chat. We'll also give you a shout out for sure. And then also there'll be other perks because there's posts and stuff like that are for members only. So that's something we literally launched yesterday evening. We haven't even had a chance to put up a post about that. So we do have one member that joined today, which is fantastic. We didn't even get to talk about it. So love seeing those people. It helps us out. It's only $1.49 a month to get that. So it's, we kept it as cheap as humanly possible, and it gets you a few perks and it helps us out. Lana Savard saying thunder coming in from Embrun Limoges area, which is east of Ottawa for anybody that doesn't know, 6:36 p.m. So that's 2 minutes ago. Thank you very much for that. What else here? Colonel Canuck saying rain was going sideways. It's flooding in the streets. You've probably put where you are from. I just don't know where it is right now. Maybe if you could update me just so I know where you are locating, but just double checking here. Back in the chat, I don't see anything in that regard. So anyways, because we are covering a lot of stuff, I would suspect you're probably somewhere in either eastern Alberta or in the Saskatchewan area based on the sideways rain part, because that's where it's definitely intense in terms of the rain. So let's go back quickly to Ottawa while we can. This is our latest scan at 6:35 p.m. And yeah, you can see that there's barely any rain out of those storms that were through the Ottawa area. They've come apart along there to the east, and the only area with any kind of precipitation is what would be out here? Limoges. Northeast of Limoges is essentially where that would be tucked in there. So I may even have a camera in. I do actually have a camera out that way, so let me see if I can pull that up. See if it comes in. It might be too late. I just noticed it now. So, yeah, so this is the storms have passed through here. I'll share this. I just didn't get to it, unfortunately, quick enough. So, this is right in Limoges. We have a cam, and you can see the storms are off to the left. Those are moving eastward. So, we're kind of facing south and west. And you can see it's just kind of watered the lawns and the gardens and that kind of stuff, but sunshine behind it. So hopefully a bit of a better evening ahead for those in the Ottawa area, because it looks like, as I said, that these storms are starting to die off, and which is good for that. But definitely a bit of a surprise with that hail and those storms getting organized around the Ottawa area. Where we did have hail through, Gatineau. We had hail through parts of Ottawa, through Blackburn Hamlet, through Orleans, and then out towards Rockland or Clarence Rockland area as well. So, yeah, definitely getting some storms today that we were not expecting, but that's weather. That's what weather does. It doesn't care about what we were expecting or anything like that. So, okay. What else is going on here? Okay, perfect. Yeah. So Colonel Canuck saying just in Alberta near Medicine Hat. So that's good enough. And that's what I figured based on the raining sideways comment. It's we don't need an exact location for people, but just it gives us an idea of what we're talking about, whether we're in Ontario, whether we're in Saskatchewan, or whether we're out in Alberta area. So I'm just going to pull up our radar here and you can see that cluster. Luckily, this is mostly starting to look very disorganized. Obviously, the red areas, heavy precipitation to the southeast of Medicine Hat, and then we have a bit of pink left in that area there, southeast of Medicine Hat. But that means the hail is significantly smaller. However, we do have this little cluster along the 501, and that's why this severe warning went out just out to the border, because this is stretching on the edge of it. This hail core as it skirts down southeast, so that's why they've gone and warned this area out ahead of it as it heads this way and eventually to the U.S. So it won't be our problem anymore. And the same thing with the storms behind it. They're going to trail through Saskatchewan and end up in the United States after that. So let's take a look at some more stuff here. This storm starting to come apart a little bit here. The hail core is going down. We've got some more beeping going on, so I'll go up to the north there in a second. So these hail cores, there's only a few pixels, so just very intense precipitation. And as soon as I say that, this one has picked up again. So that's the beauty of storms. They do what they want, and this is a bit of a hail core, pea-sized or smaller would be my guess on this. So we'll jump back and take a look and then see what the storms to the north are doing. This one by Central Butte, not looking as intense as before. This is just heavy precipitation with maybe tiny hail kind of to the west northwest of Moose Jaw. And the line here to the north of that, the hail is gone off of it. And I know we had a storm up here by Saskatoon that we need to kind of look at. And this is, almost all the pixels of pink are gone compared to what there was there earlier. So this is, again, southwest of Moose Jaw. You can see that there was more hail in it and the storm line was kind of broader. But this is, what is this? This is 5:47 our time Eastern. So this would be 4:47 p.m. Saskatchewan time. And you can see how that's walking through. And essentially most of the hail is gone and a lot of the intensity has subsided on this storm. So that one there is in good place right now, just kind of weakening. And a little bit of a pop-up right here near Unity, Saskatchewan, right at the border. Maybe a little bit of tiny hail on that, but moving southeast as well. So that's kind of the breakdown for out west at this point. Let me just kill off some of this stuff. And we go from there. So what else have we got here? Um, what else do we have? Still raging in the hat, seeing clear breaks to the southwest. And that's from Honorable. So thank you. Yes, it's definitely still going. Like there's quite a bit of precipitation tucked in with this storm. However, Medicine Hat right now is in the very light rain at this point back to the west and behind this storm. So Red Cliff is out of it. Medicine Hat is just on the end of it. Everything is east, north, and southeast of you. So Medicine Hat should be good for the evening at this point. Chris Morris saying storm has passed southeast of Medicine Hat. Yes, and it's heading off into Saskatchewan and then eventually into the United States. What else have we got here? Okay, so perfect. Yeah, South Saskatchewan's going to flood good. Yes, these are saturated areas, some of them. I know even further east into the southeast corner of Saskatchewan, they've had a bunch of storms, over the last week or two, and that area is overly saturated at this point. So severe thunderstorm has been dropped here. This is the one for Shaunavon to the north of there, or to the west of it, depending how you look at it. That is dying off at this point. So our last kind of storms that we need to pay attention to are to the west of Weyburn or near Assiniboia. There's still some hail on that storm right there, obviously with the pinks. The storm to the west of Moose Jaw, not anything to write home about, as I like to say. We'll see if the hail core continues to subside on it, because there's only a few pixels of pink left in it. That road marker is kind of hiding it, but that's where that is. Just disorganized cluster of storms. I suspect this severe warning is expiring, so I just saw that flashing. So Environment Canada has dropped a severe warning on this storm, because again, we're seeing it subside. No more purples in there, just reds and oranges. So very heavy rain still in there, but the hail aspect has gone away. And then let's look at this bad boy here. This is 6:41, so this is 5 minutes ago. We still haven't had a new update for this one near Saskatoon, kind of to the west. So we'll see what that does. So that's essentially what we're looking at. I will just confirm whether Ottawa is still doing anything over here. We'll see whether the nation's capital. Yeah, it's completely. So we're done with the storms here. So in the Ottawa area, east of Ottawa, eastern Ontario, western Quebec, this is just showers along the river. And then the only lightning left, and it's barely anything, it's old lightning, is tucked into this area here around Bourget, Hammond. Just heavy rain coming through the area at this point. And as this marches eastward, I'll kind of play that out. As it marches eastward, that is going to weaken and eventually come apart at this point. So, but I will keep bouncing back to make sure that we're not missing anything there. Okay. Okay, I think I've caught up on comments and questions and all that kind of stuff, so that's good. So this is what's transpired over the last little while here in Eastern Ontario, Western Quebec. You can see that it looked totally different a couple hours ago. When I got home, it's now almost 7 o'clock Eastern time. It's 4:48 p.m. Alberta time. We definitely had a few hours ago quite a bit more intense through the Ottawa area, but again, mostly just hail being the severe component of it and heavy precipitation. So let's go back here to look at the rest of what's going on. And again, this looks like it's coming apart. There's definitely some hail popping up here and there. Just south of the Trans-Canada, this is back to the west of Maple Creek, or just along the Trans-Canada with the Alberta-Saskatchewan border. There's a tiny amount of hail tucked into this portion of the storm. I suspect that's going to go down on the next scan. The rest of this is just heavy rain. So it looks like the event is dying off, which is fantastic. We still have this persistent hail core here on the storm down in it has now crossed into Saskatchewan. It was in the southeast corner of Alberta, and that is tracking into the US. Here's your international border. So once it crosses off it into the US, it's someone else's problem, as I like to say. So again, not I wasn't expecting a super long stream today. We've still only been on for 2.5 hours, which for us is short. We've had some 10-hour streams here, but today I wasn't expecting anything too crazy. We did get a couple of tornado warnings, one up in Saskatchewan, and then one obviously in Alberta that is still present on the map. But basically our Saskatchewan tornado warning was right over Battleford, and that storm did get a couplet on it. It definitely was chucking some big hail as we were looking, but that was a couple hours ago. And now we're down to just this washed out storm cluster that, again, is showing every scan that it's just weakening further and further and further. And as it heads towards, what is that, Montana, I'm assuming? Yeah, that's Montana, heading down to cross into there. That's, that'll be the end of the show for that portion of the country as well. So, Marie Rochon, so we just had a light sprinkle, not even enough to wash a tomato. That's east of Ottawa in Hawkesbury. Marie, thank you very much for that. Always love getting the updates from you. So, okay, they've just updated the severe watch. So the watch is what's getting updated here. So they're still saying producing strong wind gusts, large hail, and heavy rain. They're saying it expires in 5 hours. I don't know if they shrunk the box back. That's this light yellow box. So the watch is always the big box with light yellow lines. And then anything that's a severe warning is a bright yellow with thicker lines, and it's tucked in and smaller. So watches, just for anybody who's not familiar with how things work, the watch basically is that the potential for the ingredients for severe storms or tornadoes, depending if they're spoken about, are possibly there. When you get a warning, that means your ingredients have come together and your cake is in the oven baking. That's my analogy that I use for this. So when you do get a warning, you need to kind of take it seriously and make sure you understand what's going on. The tornado warning literally just dropped off the map. So that is now gone. Obviously, that expired, and the tornado warning threat for Alberta was, an hour plus ago. So that, again, these storms are just moving out, and I suspect the severe component of it is going to drop off as well. So we'll, like I said, we'll continue to monitor these little clusters over here in Saskatchewan just to see what they're going to do. But they are, this scan here, this is 6:47 p.m., so 5 minutes ago. Most of the hail is gone out of this line as it's moving to the west of Saskatoon in a southeast direction. There's a little cluster right here that does indicate some small pea-sized hail on it. If we travel further south, I'm going to switch radars, take a look at it. So this storm east of Assiniboia, they're still throwing a thunderstorm warning, and they're talking about strong damaging wind gusts with quarter-size hail and heavy rain. So that's what's going on there on this storm particularly. So let me see here. So yeah, that's what we're looking at for storms out that way. I'll come back to Ontario and just double check here. Let me see, making sure I'm not missing any comments. We have a lot of chats going on, so I try and keep up with all of them. So let's zoom into the Ottawa area. So this cluster is sustaining somewhat heavy precipitation right near Bourget at this point. Maybe tiny hail in that, but again, just showing the signs of weakening. There's no lightning anywhere on the map at this point, so those are all good indicators that this is sort of dying out. And again, the unexpected severe warnings today, so that's good for everybody in front of this. So what else have we got here? Just double checking my comments. Okay. What else am I missing? I don't think I'm missing anything else, but let me just see here. Okay. Yeah. So we'll come back to that. I'm going to see if anything has updated here. This is 6:53 p.m. So we just got our last update here. To the east of Bourget, there's 1 pixel of pink, and that's it. So that just doesn't want to go away. We'll give it another scan and see what's happening, but it's very obvious that you can see this is nothing at this point and just rain marching eastward at this point. So we'll see what happens there over the next scan or two, and then we'll continue to watch this stuff on the border of Saskatchewan and Alberta. I cover too many places, so I just get brain locks into something else. So okay, what time? 6:53. So this is our latest scan. The hail is falling apart in this. This is starting to just be a rain shower at this point, with quite a bit of heavy rain on the leading edge of this. So I'm going to highlight that for people, but it looks like things are starting to wind down. So this would be your leading edge. There is some hail tucked into the southern portion of this. So on the very edge of it, right here, that is where your hail is tucked in, moving in this general direction. So I'm just seeing a comment here from my moderator, Rick. I just want to make sure I understand what he's saying. So that's where the heavy rain is at. They're updating these thunderstorm warnings. So I'm just going to click on those. Updated just now, and they're still calling for loony to ping pong ball sized hail in that whole area here on the Saskatchewan side. I would suspect that the bigger hail is for this area right here along the 21 going down into Montana to the south of 13. Nothing else in here indicates large hail of any kind, mostly just very heavy precipitation. And then I'm getting a comment which doesn't make sense to me. Unless we're talking storms. Oh, yeah. So there's storms okay, so I know what he's talking about. Storms are lining out from Moose Jaw all the way back to North Edmonton. So that's this line that we're talking about here. And it continues kind of eastward, but there's no real severe component. And they've dropped the severe warning about this one here to the west of Saskatoon. This is just a very heavy rain maker basically at this point, with those reds and oranges. So that's a ton of rain and some bit of lightning associated with that. Let's take a look at wind velocities. So a bit of strong straight line winds. This will be probably 70, 80 kilometers an hour. Yeah, 75, just edging into almost 80 kilometers an hour moving with this storm. So not quite meeting that severe component of 90 kilometer wind gusts, but they have dropped that severe warning. This severe warning has been dropped as well. This one to the south that is near Moose Jaw, let's move to a closer radar just to look at it. Still has some hail, and that's why that severe component is maintaining. So what else? So that's what's going on there. So it's a little tiny area that's maintaining this severe warning. And then down by Assiniboia, I'm just going to see if that's our closest radar. It is. You can see the pink has mostly disappeared off of this storm. So I'll show you guys the last scan there. So you can see here tons of pink in there, about 10 or 12 pixels. So it's been consistent, and now there's only 1 pixel. So this looks to be dying as well, as this is diving southeast towards towards that Montana border. So I expect that severe warning to be dropped as well. So things are improving for people out west. And again, here in eastern Ontario, western Quebec, I'm just going to look to the north. Nothing of concern up here. I'm surprised there's still so this expires. So this severe thunderstorm warning is done and over with. That's over for the day. And I'm going to just see if this one is expired too, as well, north of Trois-Rivières or Three Rivers. And then the one on the Quebec side, I know of Western Quebec, Ottawa area, that one has expired as well. And let's see about this one. And so this severe warning is done as well around the Ottawa area and east towards the Quebec border. So the show looks to be ramping down at this point, folks. So Ottawa area, Eastern Ontario, out of the game at this point. Nothing to talk about there other than the rain is moving out. And the only thing we are left to watch right now is these storms over here. But most of these most of these warnings have been dropped. This is the last cluster of more intensity, so heavy precipitation, and then the hail core that's sitting at the bottom there towards the Montana border, just along that highway. That's the last area. We should have a scan here any second, within the next minute. So this hail core that's over 21 right now going towards Montana is the last area that I see that has any major concerns. So that's the story there. So let's take a look here. Sorry, I'm just checking a couple of things out here, just making sure I'm up to date on things. Okay, so we've got some stuff there. Okay, I'm gonna take a drink here. No, not our Nightbot or chatbot is definitely working hard right now, pumping out some comments here. We're trying this out. This is the first time we've had this stream with this Nightbot. Just wanted to put the generic stuff that my moderators don't need to know about. So that's why that's in there right now. That's new. Question from Maddox McCauley. What about Saskatchewan? So again, Saskatchewan right now, we do have some storms. Most of these warnings have dropped off. The only area in Saskatchewan that has any kind of potency to it is in that southwest corner that you're looking at right here, and that's right on the edge of the border. Just going to take a look here. They've just updated this. So this now expired. The thunderstorm warning to the, where are we right now? Basically to the west of Ogima, or Ojima. Hopefully I've got that somewhat right. These storms are dying off, so all the warnings are down for all of these here through Saskatoon, west of Davidson. The only one that's sustaining here is the Moose Jaw severe warning, and that's for this little cluster of hail tucked into this bottom corner, and again moving in a southeast direction. That's the only thing in Saskatchewan that I see kind of keeping the severe warning going. Outside of this area back to the southwest corner, that's basically it. So this is slowly weakening as well. We've seen that just the way it's kind of getting all disorganized and broken up. So we're waiting for another scan here in about 4 or 5 minutes, and we'll see whether that sustains or not, but slowly crossing into Montana very shortly. So this is not going to be of any major concern. What this is a ton of heavy rain where you see that red and orange. Where you see the pinks, that's where you start getting into smaller hail. So I would suspect kind of pea-sized hail somewhere in that neighborhood, in that bottom corner. That's the only area. And then the only other area out west would be this Moose Jaw storm. Has that bit of hail highlighted there on the radar. That's it. Everything else is kind of petering out at this point. So just going to take a look back here towards north of Calgary. There's a bunch of rain, but that's all that is. There's no lightning on it. There's nothing to write home about on that one. They've extended the severe warning. So you see how the box here, this is on the Moose Jaw storm. They've taken the box and thrown it a little further south and east out there. So it's near Old Wives Lake. That's an interesting name. So that we'll see when the scan updates here in about 3 minutes, whether this hail core continues to sustain on the next scan as it drops southeast. And that's again the last area there and southwest corner. After that, folks, we're basically done. So the excitement is basically done for the day for most of us. Well, you know, again, Eastern Ontario, Western Quebec. You're definitely done. This is dead now. So we're done with looking at the Ottawa area. There's nothing to report there. North in Quebec, near Val d'Or, that is all just regular garden showers, as we call it, with maybe a lightning bolt here and there. And then this north of Trois-Rivières is also just regular showers, nothing to get excited about. Again, there may be some lightning, but that's normal. Those are just thunderstorms, but nothing to be concerned about there. So, quickly winding down here with the weather, which is great for folks that are out in front of these storms, and we'll wait for some scans to come in here. We've got about 2 minutes to wait on this one, on both of them at this point, for the southwest corner of Saskatchewan and then closer to Moose Jaw. So I'll jump in, and once that updates, I'll go from there. Rick asking if there's any anticipated live streams later this week. Quite honestly, I can't. I'll let Connor jump in to make a comment. I'm not 100% sure about that, so I don't want to speak out of turn, and I'm a little discombobulated today because, again, just running around like a chicken with my head cut off just to get onto the live stream here for the afternoon. So Maddox, Macaulay, these lives are awesome. Keep up the great work. Thank you very much for that. Hopefully you subscribed and hit the notification button so you do know when we do go live. And we try and cover as much severe weather across Canada as we can. We're only, you know, for us running the main platform, it's Connor and myself that do it. Obviously we have a lot of help from our moderators and storm chasers out in the field. So, you know, we couldn't do it by ourselves, but, you know, we're trying to grow as quickly as we can and do as much as we can without tripping over ourselves, essentially. So, appreciate you jumping in. Thank you. Tinkerbell, is that Tinkerbell? Yeah, it looks like Tinkerbell. How is Alberta doing? We are pretty good in Alberta. The most part of Alberta right now is just rain. The severe component of the more intense portion of the storm that went through Medicine Hat has now moved into Saskatchewan, and it is dying. It's coming apart as well. The hail on the south tip of it, it has weakened as well. So this is slowly going to move into Montana. We don't really have anything severe anymore anywhere. I'm going to take a look at the one storm by Moose Jaw. That's the only other one. But coming into Calgary, there might be some precipitation, just some moderate to light rain. North by Carstairs, Didsbury, there's just moderate rain in there to light rain, depending where you're located. And this is kind of drifting southeast, I want to say. So let me just double check that. Yeah, you can see how that's just kind of marching southeast off the foothills and heading kind of to the north of Airdrie and to the east of Calgary, more than likely that bulk of that precipitation, but it's just rain at this point. Nothing, you know, to be to get concerned about. So yeah, this is our latest scan here. This is starting to die off as well. So that's going to be a dead duck there soon. And the hail, so you can still see where I have my hail circled from the previous scan, which is a great little kind of cheat. So I know what's kind of transpired while I haven't been looking. The hail is going down on this storm to the west of Moose Jaw, so losing some intensity. The line behind it is weak as well, or weakening, I should say. Let's see what's closer there. And then the stuff to the southwest of Saskatoon, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 lightning bolts and no pinks or purples, and we're losing those reds. So this is another cluster of storms that's dying off. So that's kind of a synopsis of what's happening in Saskatchewan. Do I have anything else up here that I can look at? No. So a bit of a storm over here, but this is just a south of Unity on the 21. This is just a big rainmaker for the most part, tucked in there, but that's it. Again, nothing to be concerned about at this point. So okay, what else? Okay, so Connor's just replying that unlikely, but there is a bit of a similar setup tomorrow out west. So we, if there are storms that do happen out there and they go severe, we will live stream. Just let me take a look here. Thunderstorm warning. So they've just updated this again for loony to ping pong ball sized hail, damaging wind, and heavy rain. The only place that would be remotely possible would be down here by the border, and I doubt that there's any large hail in this. This looks like pea-sized or even smaller, and I would question even that at this point, just based on this last scan. And then just heavy rain, kind of in a line north to south. But this is all south of the Trans-Canada. This yellow, green, and blue is on the lower end of the precipitation scale. It's the oranges and reds and pinks and purples that obviously get people's attention. And you can see the lightning tucked in here along where those brighter colors are. That's the last of it, folks. And again, they're still intense. I think that they're not quite meeting severe potential at this point. So we'll see whether they maintain that. So they've dropped the severe warning here on the Alberta side along 41. The one that's down by the border along 41 has also been dropped. It's expiring. I'm just going to look at this one. And the one that is to the east of Medicine Hat has been dropped as well. So that's the last of our severe warnings in the Alberta side, I want to say. Yeah, so we're done with severe warnings on the Alberta side. And then this one here, east of the main one, so northwest of Shaunavon, that one's done. So you are looking at the last hurrah on this weather. And again, it is slowly coming apart. Still very intense rainfall with lightning and some rain involved, but the severe component of this is quickly dying off, heading towards Montana. So again, I don't think there's much to worry about here at this time. And then back here in Saskatchewan, more getting into the central area of Saskatchewan, I suspect that this storm here west of Moose Jaw on the next scan will continue to shrink, hopefully. And that'll be another indicator that things are dying off. And then this is kind of a look of the whole country here. We've got some flood warnings out east in Quebec. Those green boxes, that's what that is. That's flooding or heavy rain. So obviously associated with heavy rain, I should say. Oh, Shannon joining our membership right there. Thank you for joining for that. So again, for those that are just tuning in, we started YouTube memberships yesterday night, so we haven't even announced it really, but a few people have discovered it. So thank you for subscribing, Shannon. Really appreciate that. Gives you a few little perks there, so you get some a cool little badge that changes color the longer you stay on with us, and also some fun little emojis that are available there. We're going to be adding to them again. Kind of jumped the gun here today, so we'll continue to improve on that. So thank you and welcome to the membership for Canadian Weather Live. Mimi O'Rourke saying thank you for watching over all of us from Pacific to Atlantic. I like to say sea to sea, which is something that Canada has had embedded in itself. So yeah, we definitely try and cover as much as we can. Obviously, we are limited in our resources, but we seem to do an okay job. So what else? Honorable saying getting sunny now in the Medicine Hat, occasional wind gusts, and is cool out. So yeah, that rain cool air definitely helps with that. Lorianne, thank you very much for becoming a member. That's awesome as well. Really appreciate that as well. So welcome to the club. As these storms pass through, I didn't even have our temperatures out. So I again jumped on a little quickly, so forgot a few tools available to us. Oh, this is kind of cool. So you can see where there's no storms, it was 26 degrees Celsius. Now as the storms have gone through, Medicine Hat down to 13 degrees. So you can see the drastic difference between once that storm goes through, rakes over the environment. That's what's left behind it is those cool temps. But out in front, there's a little bit better than that. So Shannon using the excited lightning bolt emoji. That's cool. So we've got some more coming. I'm working on a red barn for you, Shannon, actually. It's going to be an angry red barn because they usually get run over. They get run over by storms and they're not happy about it. So that's going to be my angry red barn is the next emoji coming out. Our Toronto, good to see you in the chat. I don't know if you've been in and out. Again, I was just concentrating on tornado warnings when they were happening. Tom, can people on a sunny summer day, can we contact the channel and ask if it's nice enough to call in sick? Yeah, I'll give you a doctor's note. That'll be our next membership level. We'll give you unofficial doctor notes that are worth nothing officially, but if you want to try and pass them off, that's something we can get into. So we'll offer that. Anyways, good to always see you in the chat. Obviously, out of the Toronto area, so. Today, again, we were a little bit late to the game just with everything that was going on, but let's take a look back here east. Oh yeah, all the warnings are starting to drop. The Gatineau one is gone. And there are our storms left in Eastern Ontario, folks. So we are all done with, barely making it to Hawkesbury, if you can even call it that, around the Toronto area. Just basically coming off the water is the most intense here along the 400, kind of west of Gravenhurst and Bracebridge, but this is just rain, folks. There's a bit of lightning over the lake or the water, sorry, and that's it. Down by London, let's see what Exeter radar has here. So what else? Jesus. Rick, what are you doing? Somebody just went nuts with memberships. Holy cow, I can't even keep up with that. Thanks, Rick. Really appreciate that. You're a rock star as always, and so we now have more members, so really appreciate that. I thought it was actually spam in our chat, but then I started seeing gift memberships. I didn't even know you can do that, so we're all learning here together. So thank you very much for getting some memberships going here. So okay. Yeah. Our Toronto says, listen, always here to give you my support. I said hi at the beginning, but you were busy. It's all good. Thanks. I appreciate your understanding and always love seeing you in the chat when I can engage. So that's good to see. So down by London, there's a few storms making their way across, but they are very isolated. A few lightning bolts. So there'll be a bit of a show per se, but nothing super exciting at this point. I'm going to switch back over to yeah, this is dying off, folks. So we are very much at the end of this event. The hail is crossing the U.S.-Canada border at this point on the very southern tip of this. And then this is just heavy rain packed in here, but it is slowly dissipating as well. So again, those reds and orange are on the higher end of the scale with pinks, obviously getting into hail. And then the yellows, greens, and blues are on the lower end of the scale. So unless there's any questions that somebody's got specific, I'll probably stop the stream here in the next 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes max. So we're going to continue to watch this. So the storm west of Moose Jaw is also losing its intensity. There's basically no hail left on that one. If there would be any hail, it would be super tiny. And then the storms near Saskatoon are dying off as well. Along that Highway 7 corridor, so they've lost their intensity. This is the latest scan here. So just a lot of rain with the odd lightning bolt in there. And let's take a look at this Moose Jaw storm. This one's just got one tightly packed area of precipitation, but again, not much to get excited about. This one is kind of moving in this general direction here. And off to the southeast with that. So all these warnings are being dropped. I'm curious what they're doing with this one here on the southwest corner. They're still updating this one, just saying damaging wind gusts, loony to ping pong ball sized hail and heavy rain as this line kind of moves southeast. But you can see the hail has now moved into Montana. It is out of Canada. There are some strong winds in here. So behind the line, as the line is moving through and this is all dying, this is somewhat normal or indicative of dying storms. You've got some strong winds. There's some almost 100-kilometer-hour winds behind the initial line. So I'm going to show you where that initial line is back here with all this orange. If we switch over to velocities, you've got some 80, 90 kilometer hour winds in here. So it is windy on the southwest corner. We're along that along that Saskatchewan Alberta border behind this line as it moves through. And as all of this is dying out, that's going to be the biggest threat at this point. Obviously heavy rain, but the winds behind it. But once that moves out, that's all there is to it. So what else? Okay, so let me see here. Okay. Yeah. What else? Okay, I've caught up on comments, so I think we're good there. If you joined today, thank you very much. If you became a member today, really appreciate it. If you've subscribed to the channel, also really appreciate that as well. And, we continue to grow the platform and we're going to continue to cover severe weather across Canada. We're coming up to our 1-year anniversary of our first stream in 3 days. So again, thanks everybody for joining us today. I know it was a smaller stream, but, again, we'll hang around for another about 10 minutes or so, and then we're going to pull the stream here and let people enjoy their evenings. What else have we got here? Honorable saying thanks again. Time to check on my backyard. Hopefully everything's okay. Thanks for jumping in the stream, Honorable. Appreciate having you here. And again, if there's more severe storms tomorrow or anytime in the near future, we will be on here to get things covered for folks and just make sure we keep people up to speed, what they need to worry about, and more importantly, what they don't need to worry about, because a lot of times platforms like to hype stuff up and it's nothing to get excited about. So what else is going on here? Leonard County Scanner, excited to chase some tornadoes on Friday. What's happening Friday? Where are there tornadoes on Friday? I haven't looked, so I bear with me. I'm probably just a little bit lost, but yeah, I don't know. And then a comment here. So, Renee Simmons, I believe. Thank you, Lanark County Scanner, for the gifted membership. And yeah, Rick, absolutely. Thank you so much. So, I'm going to have to look at potential for Friday. I don't know even if we have that in the outlooks yet. Let me just see here. Day 3 is out, so that won't get... Oh, wait, down in... Tomorrow there's something in southwest Ontario. I haven't looked. They're talking 90-kilometer winds and 30 to 40 millimeter rain. That is... what day is that? That is Thursday night. Oh, so that's overnight. That's Thursday into Friday for that. But I'll have to look at the rest of it. We'll take a look at forecasts for Ontario, for all of Canada, and just see what's going on there. But just looking at our outlooks from Environment Canada, there's nothing that jumps out at me. This one here. So tomorrow, this is a bit of a somewhat similar setup. If we're looking ahead to tomorrow, this is Wednesday, 3 p.m. Alberta time to obviously 3 a.m. They usually do them for about 12 hours, but isolated thunderstorms, 90-kilometer-hour wind gusts, and then hail 2 to 4 centimeters, which is just over 1 inch basically. So that is tomorrow the area of concern, at least according to the outlooks today. That could change overnight, so don't read too much into it, but if there's anything going on, we will be here to cover it. I have no installs tomorrow for cameras, so we're good in that on that front. So okay, what else do we have? Oh, yes. Friday, we're streaming a live. Sorry, I forgot about that. That's what Rick was talking about on Friday. We are doing a live stream on Friday where a bunch of us that are chasers are going to play Outbreak, the storm chasing video game, and we're going to live stream that. So that's what's coming up on Friday. As long as there's no storms, if there's storms, that'll get preempted. But yes, we are going to virtual storm chase in Outbreak with Mark, who is one of the originators of the game, and then we'll have 4 chasers. Rick is one, myself, Connor, and Shannon. So that should be entertaining to watch us crash and chase and get picked up by tornadoes. So if you're not doing anything Friday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time, obviously 6 Central, and then 5 p.m. Mountain, we will be storm chasing on our live stream. So that's what Rick was referring to. So anyways, Raiden saying, I just survived the Alberta one. Glad to know that you survived it. That storm that came down from Brooks to Medicine Hat, or the Hat as we're being told it's referred to. That storm packed a punch, so that definitely was not a fun ride if you went through that. So glad to hear you're good. So this storm here to the east of Medicine Hat into Saskatchewan now, mostly coming apart. There's not much of any significance in that. Obviously very windy with this. I will say that as this line passes through, you're getting gusts up to 90, almost 100 kilometers an hour in behind this as this is falling apart. That's the biggest threat right now. No real major hail in that. I'm going to take a look up at this storm in Moose Jaw. This one here again to the southwest of Moose Jaw is dying off as well. So like I said, things look to be improving for the locals, and the severe component is basically at pretty much an end at this point. The environment behind all these storms, you can see the temperatures are much cooler. That is not conducive to storms. You can see in Montana and even to the west portion of North Dakota, we're in the mid-20s. That is good for storms, but once they move through, everything cools off just because they use up that environment. So yeah, that's basically it. So what else? I'm in Port Bruce, Ontario, north shore of Lake Erie. So that's cool to know. Yeah, the other day we had tornado warnings down there for one particular storm near Kingsville that just got its rotation together, and it tried to scare us basically, and hopefully I haven't heard anything. So Raiden saying near Tilly and the point it formed. So that's good, Raiden. I know we had Braden Morrisseau reporting a quick spin up, a little funnel that came out of the storm. So hopefully no damage for anyone. But that's what's going on. So are you playing against Brady and Daniel Shaw? No, we aren't playing against them yet. Maybe down the road we will. We'll see how popular this is. If people enjoy it, we play once a week. We get together as a group and we chase. We call it Outbreak Night, and we storm chase. On our computers. So. that's so anyways, yes, it's possible down the road we will chase against other storm chasers. We'll have people who want to jump on. We are more than happy to do that. Daniel Shaw still storm chasing, so he's on the road mostly. I don't think he's going to be playing very much of it until his storm chasing is done in the US. Usually finishes up end of June-ish. Roughly heads back to Australia from there. So Daniel, real nice guy. I've known him for quite some time. But yeah, you never know. We'll see where things end up with that. So I think at this point, unless there's any specific questions, I appreciate everybody tuning in. Thank you to my moderators. The storms basically are going to make their way out of here of the southwest corner of Saskatchewan. They are heading into Montana. Every scan is weakening further and further. So this is dying off at this point. No storms that are of any major concern at this point anywhere in the Saskatchewan area. Even this one by Moose Jaw, southwest of there, is just heavy precipitation. That's the only component left. The southwest corner definitely will be windy as those storms move through. And that's basically it at this point. So I don't know what else. I think that's basically the going to be the end of this stream. I appreciate everybody tuning in, everybody who signed up to be a member that we just literally launched this today, or last night, I should say. Rick, thank you for donating a bunch of memberships. Yeah, don't forget with the membership, you get special emojis. You get a happy tornado, sad rain cloud right now, and then you get an excited lightning bolt, and then there's more of them coming. I still have to finish making them, but an angry barn is coming. So those are all the emotions that you can use in the chat to throw those into your custom as part of the perk of membership. So, and you show up with the membership badge there with the little storm cloud with the lightning bolt. So that's the other thing you get out of it. So anyways, everybody have a good night. I've been rambling on here. Enjoy your evenings. And again, a severe component for everybody is pretty much over at this point. Just some remaining storms that need to move out of the southwest corner of Saskatchewan, and that is happening as we speak. And even on that scan, it's weakening even more. That just popped in there. So thanks for tuning in. Honorable, thank you very much for the $5 donation. Really appreciate that. It goes a long way to helping us out. And again, I'm going to sign off here. Thanks, Connor. Thanks, moderators. Thank you, everybody. So we'll catch you guys on the next Canadian Weather live stream, and we'll see where that is. And there's Shannon throwing the emojis in at the end. So that's the excited lightning bolt, the rain cloud, the sad rain cloud, and then the happy tornado. So yeah, definitely a fun little thing you can put in your comments and posts and that kind of stuff. So again, thank you guys. Have a good one. And we'll catch you guys on the next live stream.